Ho, ho, ho. I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield. Who with me today is...
Allison Hibbard.
And...
Jaimie Filer.
And this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. That ho 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 felt pretty natural to me, and as a man, with a pretty sizable gut, this could be a future for me. I really feel like getting into Santa work might be a quick way to make a few extra grand during the holiday season.
Yeah, if anything, maybe you could plan your retirement as a Santa,
As the Santa hustle?
Yeah, I feel like you if you start now, you'll be prepared by then.
Well,
Yeah.
you also have a sizable beard, so I think you can fit the style for sure.
True, but Santa does have hair, I think.
But,
So
but
I think
you
we're
have a
looking at
hat
a wig.
on it.
Yeah, we're looking at a wig and hat.
The wig and hat. That's not too bad.
Not too
I
bad.
mean, I need a wig, a hat, and I get the suit.
Yeah, it's better than like I need a wig, a hat, a fake beard,
Yeah.
and a fake belly, and
Yeah.
you don't want to.
No.
You don't want a duffel bag full of Santa shit.
No.
You just
You have a good foundation to build on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good Santa foundation.
Yeah.
Listener to those voices. Jaimie Filer's back. What's up, buddy?
hey, how y'all doing?
And Allison Hibbard's here too. What's going on?
It's going good. It's festive time.
It is festive time.
She always sang there.
She did well, and
I
that's
do it every
You do.
episode.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. You never know when people are going to start
True.
singing.
It's like living with Snow White. She's like just singing to the cats all day.
Do you make up songs for the cats?
Jaimie mostly does with
I do,
Hex. Like
yeah.
he'll pick her up and kind of put her
She
on her
raps.
back paws, and she raps, and she gives me
Yeah.
like a high five or a
Yeah,
low
she
five.
raps. She informs the world.
Yeah, I have multiple songs for Jets, so I feel you on that.
I see that. Yeah.
Jetty
Yeah.
Jet.
Jetty Jet Girl. Yeah, she has all sorts of songs. She has some R&B tracks that she likes to have.
I feel like this is an album that needs to be
Oh
made.
yeah, no songs in the key of Jet. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. We can make this happen.
Pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, they do have the punny Santa paws, so got to go with that.
We do have Santa Paws. Listener, you know where to find me out online at NeoNoOne on Instagram, and then you can find my link tree there to get to everything I need. Jaimie, where can people find you at?
Jaimie_Filer on Instagram, and that's about and artofdoom.blogspot.com. That's all I got.
And Allison, where can people find you at online?
Yeah, first name, last name backwards, Nazilla, Drabaha, Instagram, Facebook, and then my blog, art. You threw me off with your art blog spot.
Just go to my blog, and it's her blog. So.
No, but no, mine is a picture is worth 1,000-ish words.com.
Hell yeah. Well, let's not even dilly-dally at all. We need to jump right in. Today, we're talking the Christmas movie collection. And what I'm pretty sure is, as you two came over tonight, we quickly discovered this is going to be a reoccurring seasonal show.
I think so.
Because, holy fuck, is there a lot of Christmas movies.
So many.
Numerous.
And they keep making more.
They keep making more. It's a mine that never goes dry.
And they just don't stop.
No, they don't.
Well, to be fair, too, like this
To be fair.
this is the part of the season where it starts getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like having to wrap gifts. They're dealing with their family. They're dealing with malls or shops or online shopping. They're dealing with hopefully not porch pirates. Dealing with all this bullshit, and it's like you just want to get away for a while and like live in an imaginary Christmas world where everything's perfect. So I think that there's some psychology I think that kicks up, and that's again feeds the beast.
Well, I think they want to also like escape the chaos and the reality and go into their own fantasy of what they would like the holidays to be, regardless of what it looks like and who's around them. So I think that has something to do with it, and also the colder weather, depending upon where you are in the world.
Dude,
Not
it's
Australia.
cold. I don't want to go outside anywhere.
Well, if you're in Australia, it's summer there. But what I'm getting at is more or less like the colder weather, you're more inside, and then you're like a hibernation mode, and you're all snuggly and cozy in your PJs and fire and whatnot.
And I would say to go along with that theme, it's also kind of like a comfort food in movie form, where there really isn't many Christmas-based movies where it's going to be sad or it's going to be depressing or scary. Now, obviously, there are some, and we're going to talk about on this list tonight. Yeah. But by and large, on the whole, you're walking out pretty happy.
True.
Yeah, I think it has like a mixture of almost any genre when it comes to a holiday film.
Yeah, no, you can totally make any kind of movie series a Christmas thing. Like, I mean, or not series, but genre. Yeah, like you can do Christmas horror, you can do Christmas romantic,
Christmas as
comedy.
an idea is a great place to drop a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of storytelling I think can fall into that.
I was talking about this on the recent episode I did with Pat and Spragan from Game Pass or Smash, and we were talking about the Spider-Man game when they made the first one for the PS4, PS5. They also did a downloadable content edition called Miles Morales, and the entire game is set during Christmas in Manhattan or in New York. So and it's cool because like in the first game you got to experience New York, you know, just kind of regular everyday New York, flying through the streets as Peter Parker. But then the Miles Morales game, you have way more of a Christmas theme. Everything's covered in snow. There's lights everywhere. There's trees. And it's just a big part of the whole game, which is a lot of fun. And it's like, oh, this is a cool way to do this.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Because you don't normally get Christmas video games, you know? Every once in a while you would get Christmas stuff. I remember like back in the day, Animal Crossing did that for their game on GameCube, where on different holidays for the 24 hours of the day on your game clock, you would then get costumes and stuff that would represent the holiday, or like the entire town would have Christmas trees and stuff with lights on them. You know, so I do think that is cool when Christmas does appear in those games, because it is the specialness of it is a one-day-a-year thing.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think about it, it kind of reminds me of March 10th, like Mario Day. I remember, what was it, Google Maps changed your little dude into Mario on like in a car, and then it would give you directions of like turn left, turn right, like it would just do the whole thing. I wonder why they don't do that for like the holidays. That would be super cool if it was like Santa and the sleigh and like the reindeer, and like you would be that icon navigating and then be like, you know, turn right ho, turn left ho. I don't know, that would be funny.
Well, that's what we need.
Right?
Just got called ho like 30 times.
It's like, are we supposed to cup the kids' ears? It's like, I don't know.
I think it's fine.
I don't know. Put some sexy red on, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, it was like when we went to Disney this past spring break. Remember when we were trying to get directions to Universal Studios?
We don't talk about that here.
Yeah, well, our brother-in-law was giving us directions to Universal Studios, and it was in the voice of the gingerbread man from Shrek, and it was hilarious. So I just wondered if, like, wherever you are, like geographically, would that change? And if they did do that sporadically in different apps and technology, I think that would be more fun.
Maybe this is a multi-million-dollar idea that just hasn't happened yet.
Hey, Google.
It'll be here in a
Call
week.
me.
So yeah.
I know that like sometimes for like GPS they've done it with a few things, like so I got the Halo icon. Master Chief's helmet is my car, so so they did it for like some Halo day, and I just like downloaded that thing and I never got rid of it. I'm like, this is mine now. Like,
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, from here on out I am the chief.
That's pretty cool.
So are you two both Christmas people? Do you enjoy? Okay, let me set this up. So let me say this. I'm not a big Christmas guy. Christmas I like. I like the idea of Christmas. I like the idea of Christmas Eve. I like that. I like the idea that we have something where there's like trees and lights and stuff. But like the thing now where Christmas is now kicking off before Thanksgiving, like we've got to that point where like Thanksgiving week was like the Christmas kickoff week, and then I got to do like 6 weeks of this whole thing. And man, Christmas music, as a former bartender and as a former retail worker, I just it gets really PTSD with me, where it's just like you know, I hear like White Rabbit playing, and now I'm like shadow fighting karate in a hotel room while I'm very drunk. That might be the opening apocalypse now, but that's not the point here. The point here is I'm not a big Christmas guy.
Yeah.
How about you two?
I enjoy Christmas. Yeah, same thing. I worked in retail forever, and I actually worked in a Christmas department at Myers for how many years were I there? Like 4 or 5 years. Like I worked during Christmas. Yeah, so it was kind of wild.
What do people ask for in the Christmas department? Are they like
fucking so much dumb shit? Like, yeah.
like where's your Santas? Where do you keep?
Yeah, hey bro, you guys. And it was pet and garden during summer, and then it was pet and Christmas during then. So it would be like, hey man, I need like 3 male betas, a gerbil, and a Christmas tree.
And
you're like,
antlers for a dog.
And a
yeah, you always are like, I know this is all going somewhere bad. Like,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
and not to like really stereotype people, but I'm stereotyping my own people. This is like Northern Kentucky. It's a little bit like we're like on the weird edge of Kentucky. And again, I'm a Kentuckian, so I'm allowed to make fun of. It's a very weird place to be in sometimes when people come and ask weird shit like that. And I worked the late hours, so it was always weird stuff. But a lot of Christmas lights. That was the number one, like, in particular lights. And it was always that thing where whatever light somebody thought was cool that year, everybody thought was cool that year. So, and we never had them in stock.
I'm also worried in your fictional story about your fictional customer about those 3 beta fish going home with him for Christmas. Like,
Dude, no, this is not fictional. There was totally people that would come in and they would be like, "Yo, man, I need like 2 or 3 betas," and it's fine. And I would look at him and I'm like, "You're not gonna have these fight, right?" No. Like, you're an asshole.
I'm not going to get high and dump these fish into
Yeah.
a tank together and then see nature take course.
I tried my hardest to shut it down because I'm like, I've seen them fight. It's very boring. You're not going to enjoy this. Just please don't do that.
This is like when I worked in an art store, and if somebody was asking for Indian ink, they were a scratcher.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. Weird how those certain times you're like, I know what this customer actually wants.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. But as far as Christmas though, yeah, I don't know. I always, it's the same thing. I like all the lights. I enjoy Christmas music. We tend to put it on pretty much like December 1st. If we're driving together in the car, in the house, if we're just trying to have something to kill time or kill the deadness of the house or whatever.
Yeah, we're not a fan of silence in the house.
No.
I am not a fan of silence either. I am a firm believer in background music.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It really bugs me when hey, listener, if you host a party, have background music.
You have to,
Please.
right? Be a good host.
Like, even if you're just having like 6 people over, like it's a dinner party or something, like just get out a Bluetooth speaker and just put on something.
You got to set the ambiance.
Yeah, I will say Tank is always such a good host, though. He's always got his records out and it's like pre-planned and he knows which one to play next and everything. He has a great DJ, so I usually leave here like, what was that song he was playing? It was badass. I have no clue what it was.
Sorry. I was going to say my very first memory of you guys was when you guys Jaimie invited me to your guys' housewarming party here when you first moved in. And I remember you specifically setting a speaker and you had a housewarming playlist. And I thought that was hilarious in the best way. I was like, that's something I would do.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, we can't have people coming over and like not have. I mean, it bothers me when I go to stuff where I'm just like, man, why is there not any kind of music right now? Because or can we at least get like a television in the background with like a baseball game on or something?
Sure.
Just something to like cut. I need some white noise here, people.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I don't know. I think we both enjoy Christmas a lot. And we do watch a ton of Christmas movies, both together and alone.
Yeah, I think
like in our own genres at that point.
Yeah, like to answer your question about being into Christmas, me personally, like I also worked in retail when I was younger, and to a certain extent, depending upon like if it was early, as in like the day, after Thanksgiving, that was usually when it hit.
Yeah, Black Friday is.
Yeah, it was like the worst.
It's so intense, especially before online shopping, where people like really did get into that like. Looked like something out of Braveheart shit, where like people are running through doors and in the aisles.
Yeah, the very next day after yesterday, you were just saying how grateful and thankful you were for everything on your plate. And
I have my
life.
Health and my loved ones.
Right.
What more do I need?
Now,
give me that fucking television!
And then
I need a free toaster, you will die.
Yeah, and like trampling people over. I think that was probably one of the worst like experiences. I don't know how old I was. I want to say I was like 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. I only went to Black
45.
Friday when I was that age, and I went with my mom's friend, and it was the year of the Furby.
Oh, the Furby.
Yeah, and she wanted to go early, and she wanted to get to Walmart. So we went at like 3 a.m. I helped her.
Were you camping out?
No. We just wanted to get in line.
Okay.
So we stood in line. I don't even remember how cold it was. I don't remember how warm it was. I just remember it was dark as shit. And we were like, I don't know, like a dozen people in, like just from the front of the line.
Yeah.
So we did pretty good. But it was terrible. She was like, hey, I'm going to hit this aisle to get this item. And you hit this aisle and get that item for me. And then we'll meet back at, guest services and, try to get a Furby because they only had a certain number of them. And I remember this like lady just trampling me.
Yeah.
Like, and just like stepping on me. me. And I told my mom's friend afterwards, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to do this again. And I genuinely, we just don't go out on Black Friday. I stay inside because it's so scary. But according to like when I worked in retail for years, Black Friday was the worst, but they started the Christmas music really early. And my ears would bleed after a certain amount of time, depending upon how, many shifts I would do of like a double. And then we would also, do the, early bird. So we would show, open the doors early. And then we would do the late owl or the night owl. And so we would stay open late. Like it was awful.
Well,
but my God.
And especially the stuff working retail with the music. And I think that too. So like, again, the whole way that there's so many like, movies that are in the Christmas genre, like there is so many, like every band if they're somewhat of a following, they've made like a Christmas song or possibly a Christmas album. So there's a ton of Christmas music out there, but then like you would be in situations like working at Target or something where like they only have the license for like X number of songs.
Yeah, true.
And so rocking around the Christmas tree, it's the Christmas party hop, and it's like every hour on the hour.
I was gonna say you can tell the time by the song.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, it looped through the 11 songs on the thing, and now we're back to this, and here we are again. Yeah. But I do like that. I do like the idea of like there is so many people that have made Christmas songs, and it's also always weird to me when I find like a metal band that I like that has a Christmas song, and I'm okay, like there's been a ton of punk bands that have made Christmas songs. It's just such a weird, funny thing to stumble upon.
There's actually a band called Majestica, and they have a complete Christmas album. I just looked them up to make sure I got that name right. But it's all the Christmas Carol as a heavy metal album.
Really?
Like it's a concept album of the Christmas Carol. It's friggin' awesome.
Have either of you seen Trans-Siberian Orchestra live?
Never live, no.
Never live. Definitely want to.
I remember as a kid, my dad hit me with that one year where it's just like, we're going to put this on Blow Your Mind. Just like, but it's all metally and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apparently there's fire and stuff.
Oh.
Fire's cool.
Yeah. It's got to be so weird to be a touring musician in like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I would like to think those dudes are living like a 1980s Motley Crue, though. Where they're just like playing.
They're back snorting coke and just slaying all the groupies. Like, just rows and rows of middle-aged women waiting to just come in and see what's going down.
Yeah, they did like a line of shots of eggnog. Da, 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 da.
All right, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, let's go.
Hey, you have some snow on your top lip.
Yeah.
No, it's not snow. It's not snow.
That's not snow.
Got a lot of powdered cookies tonight, if you know what I mean, and I think you do.
Oh, what's up, Kalamazoo? It's like, all right, man, this is what we're doing. Here we are for the next 6 weeks of our life.
Yeah, instead of calling them groupies, send in the ho-ho-hos.
Little elves, yeah.
Well, look, let's transition. Let's start talking some movies, huh?
Let's do some movies.
So let's all right. So listener, you're probably saying, okay, you're probably let's just address this first. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like when we started to compare notes on this episode, we quickly realized we're like, if we try to do every movie we have written down, this is gonna be like an 8-hour podcast. So what we decided to do is we're gonna make this an annual show, and we're gonna be talking. So tonight we're starting out with the first set of about 20 movies. We're gonna go through, gonna talk about them, and just talk that. So if you don't hear your favorite movie tonight, chances are it's gonna appear in episode next year or possibly in the trilogy.
And there'll probably be more. There's so many movies
There'll
made.
be way more next year.
It'll never stop.
Yeah,
it's
it'll
just
never
gonna
stop.
keep forever going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that even when we started, all of us were making these lists, we sat to the side before we even got together and decided what to sit to the side. So, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's jump in with something that I think is on everybody's list, A Christmas Story. Yeah. So this thing, I remember as a kid loving this, and then because it was a good story, and then at some point TBS was like, everybody likes this, we're just going to play this 24/7 now, and it's just going to be like this weird thing that, I don't know, weird, but it's just part of Christmas now. Like, that you can see this movie anytime you want during that 24 hours.
Yeah, we were coming back from Columbus like last week, and we listened to a podcast with the writer and a couple of the actors from the film. And one thing they were talking about was the fact that was like history making, that a TV show or TV company, decided to make it a 24/7 or 24-hour runtime in Christmas for this one thing. And they said it definitely cemented it into our culture and our brains as a Christmas film. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those. It's set in like a fantasy 50s time.
I think it's the 40s.
40s, yeah. Well, I felt like it's just set in a fantasy time that if you lived in it, your brain has made it the best thing ever. And if you didn't live in it, your brain is probably still like, that's the good old days, you know? And it is kind of just that wholesome story.
It definitely does have that like post World War II America is the greatest place on earth vibe to it.
Yeah.
American Dream.
It is the American dream 100%. You got the mom is at home. They got 2 boys. The Ralphie is obsessed with like listening to things on the radio and wants to Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
You know, wants to be a cowboy. Like this is Americana.
Yeah, apparently the producer of it was driving to go on a date with a young lady, and there was a DJ that was telling Christmas stories of his youth and basically the stories that you watch. And he decided to drive around until the guy finished up the radio show. Totally skipped out on his date because this is before cell phones, and you could be like, "Sorry, honey, you're not coming out." But just to hear it all and decided, well, as soon as it was done, he was like, "We have to make a movie of this."
Good idea.
Yeah,
Totally.
and obviously it worked out for him all.
100% worked. Yeah, it's just. Allison, for you, like, where does this fall? Is this the top 10 Christmas movie, or is it outside?
Oh no, I was looking at my list. I started out in order when I made this list, and then towards the end, I just gave up.
My wife loves list.
Yeah, so after like page 3, maybe 4, I was like, fuck it, like whatever. So the first couple are definitely in order, and A Christmas Story falls at number 3. So it's high.
It made the podium.
It totally did. Yeah.
That's a bronze. That's really good.
No, it is. Like, I found that so interesting because I was so curious. I love fun facts. And according to the internet, how true that is. But yeah, TNT, the TV station, had the 24-hour cable TV marathon in 97. And then TBS jumped on that bandwagon and did the same thing starting in 2004. So I think when they, kind of did it at the same time, I think that also cemented it into like the Americana of, hey, what are you going to do? What do you want to watch? Oh, well, what day is it? We can still catch, the Christmas Story on cable. So you just watch it. And then if you, don't want to watch commercials, you can just go to the next one.
Yeah, and I don't know who owns what at this time, but at that point when they were doing that, it was Turner Broadcasting that had both TBS and TNT, and it was just one of those things that was part of everybody's basic cable package. And I mean, that was one of the things with TBS to begin with, was like it's like it and WGN out of Chicago were like 2 of the major like television stations back in the day where you could get it in large chunks of America. Yeah. And so the idea of like having those things is like established and then adding this movie on top of it, and it's just like, oh shit, like this is a thing that just becomes part of your Christmas just because it's so available and so many people can see it. And as we have talked about, it's a great movie. It's fun. It's funny. Like there's so many iconic, hilarious scenes in that movie, and the child actors are great. Like that's another thing too, is like the kids really do play the role. The whole thing with like the bullies, like Scott Farkus is a scary motherfucker, with like the teeth and shit and his toady.
And apparently, they said on filming, the director really, the 3 young boys that were the main 3, good kids, quote unquote, he let them play together. He really like wanted them to become friends and care about each other. The 2 bullies, they said he purposely kept away from them.
That's awesome.
So when they would film with each other, they can feel that you can feel that unease. Like, if you're a kid, you got bullied, and like, it's just, that feeling,
Yeah, they orchestrated tension.
Yes. And you get but the payoff, of course, when Ralphie beats up Scott
the shit out,
and
kicks
just
that mount
drops him, and everybody goes nuts for it. Yeah. That's great. The scene, I love the scene with when they're on the side of the road and they knock the lug nuts up in the air, and then Ralphie says fuck, and then his dad like doesn't know how to respond, and then his mom and him, and well, this kid said it, not dad, but the whole thing was that he'd heard his dad say this constantly.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. I
did make a note that I met the actor who played Scott Farkus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Zach Ward, when I was at Horror Hound in Indianapolis.
What was he like?
Oh, he was so nice. I was waiting in line just to get into the convention center like room, and I remember him just walking right past us, like no security, no nothing. And I was thinking, oh God, he's so cute. And then I found out later that he was Canadian. I'm like, of course you are. That's why you're so nice and so polite. And he's handsome. He's a redhead. And I remember the photo. I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and we, took a photo of all three of us. And I remember my ex was like, half blinking in the photo, and I was like, I'm gonna crop you out. So it was just me and Zach Ward. Yeah,
Nice.
Two redheads hanging out.
Damn, I just keep thinking of stuff from that movie. The prestigious award.
Oh yeah,
the leg,
yeah.
and like trying to sell that to his wife that this is like something that this is an award.
Yeah, Allison actually has a mini one of those that she keeps on her office desk.
Nice.
Yeah, fragile.
Yeah. It
So,
must be French.
Yeah, it must be. No, I think it's Italian.
Oh, it's Italian.
But no. I remember looking that up. I really wanted like a little miniature leg lamp, and I looked it up online, and I wanted one that was a functional lamp. And the only one that made sense for me to have that could be function, because I really try to buy something, I'm a minimalist at heart, is I try to buy something that's fun and decorative, but it also has to serve a function. So I have a little mini outlet nightlight. So you can turn it on and off, but because I don't have a high enough outlet at my desk for it to be so functional, it's more or less like it has a stand underneath, so it can be like a statue. But yeah, I put it on my desk and I look at it every day. It's nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it's also kind of scandalous and fun. And
it is.
Occasionally I will rub the leg for good luck.
As you should. Also, the pink PJs, the rabbit PJs.
Yeah.
Like something else iconic that just comes from that movie. Like the two bunny suits I think of from cinema are it and Donnie Darko.
Very much. Yeah.
A mashup of that would be really
that
cool.
would be fun.
True,
I would
actually,
like that.
Yeah, like on Instagram.
A pink Donnie Darko.
Yeah, pink Donnie Darko.
Yeah, on Instagram the other day, because they did like the, Inktober, and now, people are mashing that up into Christmas too. I saw a mashup of Bob's Burgers, so little Louise that wears the bunny ears.
Yeah.
They
did a mashup of her as Ralphie in the
That's perfect too.
Yeah, in the pink jammies. Yeah, I thought that was really hilarious.
Oh shit! In Donnie Darko, doesn't the rabbit guy like have his eye gouged out?
Yeah.
Oh my god! You'll shoot your
think
eye
there's
out? Are
some
you
reference
kidding
to
me?
This is writing itself.
It is writing itself.
Maybe it's reference to that. What audience?
Audience.
Okay, Zach will look this up.
Zach, have a weird double feature of A Christmas Story and Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
We need to take a poll. How accurate could this be? Is this theory really a conspiracy, or is it just happenstance?
Kind of creeped out now.
I don't know. I like it. All right. Before we move, anything else to say about Christmas
It's a great
Story?
movie. We would suggest everybody watch it, but everyone will.
Yeah, you've seen it.
You've seen it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I in preparation for this, I really was kind of curious if there was a sequel to it, and it was, but none of the original cast members came back to it, and it came out X amount of years after. And then the interesting part when we were listening to the podcast with the main stars and whatnot, they were talking about not the original, but the authentic, I guess, official sequel came out last year. It was A Christmas Story Christmas.
Nice.
And that one was interesting. It had almost everybody came back, except obviously, the main guy who played the dad had passed away years ago. And the actress who played the mom, I think I read so many different stories. Who knows what was real and what was true. But supposedly she passed and said, I don't want to do this anymore. She kind of semi-unofficially retired from acting. So she didn't come back. So they had another lady come in to play the mom part. But then X amount of time after it premiered, the actress really did die. The one that played the mom. So that, I don't know. Who knows? So she could have had like a health issue or something for whatever reason. Right. She didn't do it, or maybe the money wasn't right, or whatever they asked her. But we agree, Jaimie and I, that the last year Christmas Story Christmas was okay. Like, it had all, like, the callbacks
Sequels
and the slogans and stuff.
For Christmas,
it was hard. It was hard. It was set in the 70s. Ralphie was an adult with his kids and whatnot.
I just always argue, too, with a lot of things, it's okay to just stop it when you're doing your best.
You got to be like Nickelback. Got to leave the memories alone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I was just going to ask you, I mean, that's what I wrote down in my notes was, had you had seen it? Had you heard of it?
And what I think is even more wild than just the fact that they made a sequel that came out last year was the official one, was the idea of like making the unofficial sequel where it's just like, we're going to take this idea and we're going to now make a sequel to this thing. And it's just like, but there's nobody from the original movie. It's like, nobody at all. It's
Nobody.
It's just, that's a wild thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of it until like I was doing preparation for this. Like I was like, there was one? Well, no one saw it. No one heard of it, obviously.
For reasons.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head other movies that have done that where they've just completely been like, hey, this is the sequel to the movie, but nobody from the first movie is returning for this movie and we're all older now. Like that's
weird.
I understand series where it's like, you know, something where maybe like something like Texas Chainsaw where it's like it's a little disjointed and different people are playing these characters, but at the same time, like it's still the same characters.
Right.
Maybe it's somewhere along those lines, but this seems different than that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the main guy, the guy that played Ralphie, said on the podcast episode that we listened to this was supposedly, I mean, obviously he probably didn't do research and I didn't do research to confirm it, but you can only go by what he said. But he said that this is probably like the longest time from when the first movie came out until when this official sequel came out. It was like 39, 40 years.
That's wild. That's so
separating them. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, hey, you know what people want 4 decades later?
Right?
This. Although don't tell Halloween that.
True story.
Jamie Lee Curtis, we're sorry. Sorry.
Jamie Lee Curtis. All right, The Holiday. So you two threw this at me. I've not heard of this movie. What's going on here? Because you started telling me who was in it, and I was like, oh shit, like this sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, this was weird enough. Like my mom always would love this movie, and she would tell me about it. And you know, like it's my mom telling me about a movie. So, I love you, mom.
You got to take it with a grain of salt when moms start giving you like
and it's like
movie
it's
advice.
a rom-com. You'll like it. And I'm like, do you know what I watched? Like,
I tried to show my mom The Big Lebowski once, and she was like, I don't like this. And I was
Yeah,
like, all right,
yeah.
well, we're on 2 different wavelengths.
right? I'm just like, Mom, Terrifier. It's about a clown.
His name's Art. He's
You
a
don't
bad
like,
guy.
You like clowns, you know.
He's a bad guy.
But anyway, yeah. So
Mom, Cannibal Holocaust. Hear me out. Scary title. Totally
just
cool.
Totally cool. Don't worry about the turtle. It's
Don't
fine.
wait. No, it's fake.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately not. Anyway, she kept telling me about the movie, and I was like, all right. And my mom loves Jack Black, so she's already very biased. She has like this weird thing about Jack Black. She loves all his movies.
I mean, how can you not?
That's,
he's
that's
hilarious.
really good to know. I
He's
didn't know
hilarious.
this about
Oh,
your
yeah,
mom.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Here's the feeling on Jack Black. Love R-rated Jack Black. PG-13, or PG Jack Black. Depends on the movie.
Depends on the movie, yeah. But I'd say he's a strong 80%.
Also, I like Tenacious D. So
Oh, you're not wrong.
yeah.
But anyway, so kind of was like, I don't know. I think it was actually at their house, and it was just one of those things where it wound up being on, and I wound up watching it. And it's a lovely story about 2 couples that break up with their piece of shits, you know, boyfriends. And the 2 ladies decide to switch. One of them lives in the UK. One of them lives in California. Cameron Diaz and Allison knows
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. They switch places. In California, Kate Winslet goes, and Jack Black happens to be a musician who does music for movies and things like that. Her neighbor is a former, like an old man who was a director, and his wife passed, and he doesn't even want to celebrate Christmas. So she finds a friend, and then she finds a love interest. Meanwhile, hottie Cameron Diaz is in the UK. She's just wanting to stay alone, but the brother of Kate Winslet shows up, and that is Allison.
Oh, Jude Law.
Jude Law. He's beautiful. I mean, 2 beautiful people. They would make beautiful babies. They show up, they look at each other, and obviously they're both like, we're beautiful. And so their love starts. And it's just a charming, kind of funny, and it's a very like low-key movie. Like that is one thing. Like especially with like a rom-com for me has to be very like, we got to chill the fuck out. Like I can't do the wonka shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no frills. Like, I was surprised that you introduced me to this movie
Yeah.
because I know that you're not into rom-coms. So when you were like, hey, let's watch this, I looked at him like, well, are you drunk? What's going on? What's the matter? But it
To be
is...
fair, I probably was, but
You
still.
probably were. But no, it's like no frills, super low-key, like you had mentioned,
Yeah,
a rom-comedy.
Yeah. It is charming. That is like the keynote for it. A charming movie is a good thing in the holidays.
And again, I think it's something we see a lot in Christmas movies. It's like, hey, let's get like 4 A-list people together, and put them in a movie and make this happen.
Yeah.
Like we're basically from the jump, everybody knows who all 4 of these people are. It's not like a thing where it's like, oh, I'm discovering this. It's like, no, that's Jack Black, that's Cameron Diaz. Like I've seen so many of their movies.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going.
And you think too that this probably I didn't do any research to it, but I'm imagining this probably dropped a few weeks before,
Sure.
End of November, beginning of December. You have A-listers. It's just guaranteed that people are going to watch it. So.
Yeah, people are going to go to the box office. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, when I first watched it with Jaimie, it dated itself. So how you said you like Jack Black and whatever rating, it's a PG-13 movie, and it was 2006. And it did really date itself. So this was definitely before Airbnb and whatnot. So how they found each other's homes to switch, like the computer that they use and the website that they have designed is hilarious.
Awesome.
So if you watch that, you're just like, ooh, that didn't, age well. And you can go back and see like the pictures and the usability and like clicking this and clicking that. And it's like, you're so used to like the instant gratification of a user-friendly app, and that was just like awful. I can't even imagine how that worked. But I don't know if I could really trust someone to really swap homes with for an extended period of time. I think that would be really
That was
crazy.
the fantasy of the movie.
I know.
That and also like Jack Black picking up
Well, I just found that interesting.
being a very attractive man to Kate Winslet.
Well, that's another one too. Like they even
he's charming. But
yeah, like they even meet up at like a Blockbuster.
Oh, that is
nice.
true. There is a good.
So that's what I
movie.
mean.
The movie nerd in me was very happy that they're at a video store and like this whole like breakdown of movies. And there is, if you're a movie lover, like Jack Black's character, you'll immediately like love for that.
Early 2000s movies are a very cool place and time thing because it's like when you first start seeing cell phones and stuff in movies, but like you don't have iPhones yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Flip phones.
Yeah. It's like that. And then exactly that, where there's still like, things like there are blockbusters that exist in these world. People are putting CDs into stuff. Like,
and and those movies are always that weird flux where like you watch like a 1970s movie and all the cars look like some weird pimp thing.
Right.
Everybody's got this like weird, their outfits, the 80s. Even to the 90s now, it's just like you see everything and it's skewed. But that early knots, you're sort of like, nah, I mean, it's still, they look like they're kind of dressed like we do. And like everything, the cars, I still see those cars on the road, blah, blah, blah. But it's then those things happen when they go into a video store or the cell phone, definitely. It's everybody pulls a flip phone. We watched a movie a while back and everybody had flip phones and it's very jarring all of a sudden. You forget.
Well, I think also the charm of the holiday is the multi-generational aspect, too. It has a little bit of everything for everybody. How you had mentioned how Kate Winslet's character befriends the neighbor, the old man who was in the film industry back in the heyday. So I like part of Tinseltown, and he kind of was like obviously in retirement age, and he wants to like get rekindled and like acknowledged back into the industry, whatnot. So I just thought that was interesting, too, because they do a little... not flashback, but they kind of touch on like the old school Hollywood era as well. So I think that's what's interesting too, is there's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Okay. All right. After this, I am kind of interested. Do you want to check out?
I think anyone, if you're like, I don't like rom-coms, but I like good, well-crafted movies, would appreciate the film.
Well, and I will say this, as we've already discussed, I do enjoy Jack Black's work as a comedian. And also, Cameron Diaz walks that line where, she is super hot, but yet she is very funny.
She's
she's a
hilarious.
great actress for, legit skill and talent. Yeah, there's nothing but that. But she's also Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, and she is also like Jennifer Aniston, where she's like, look, I'm willing to be the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Julianne Dreyfus is like that when she was on Veep, like where she's just like, what, I get it. Like whatever, I'm here to act. I'm here to have fun and we'll make this funny. Yeah. So yeah, I do enjoy her work as well. So, all right. Holiday, checking it out. All right. Another one we threw on here, the Santa Claus. So, all right. I don't know if I've seen it. I've seen it once. Is this like a trilogy? Like there's a bunch of these movies, right? And Tim Allen's in it.
Yes. So
Help me, Allison.
here's the thing with this movie. There are multiple movies of the Santa Claus. I've seen the second, I've seen the third, and now there's a Disney Plus series called The Santa Clauses.
Okay.
However, I only really wrote down the first one. But if you want to talk about the others, sure, but I don't think they're worth our time.
Let's just stick with the OG material.
Okay, let's just do the OG, because I think that's the only one really worth mentioning.
So Tim Allen shows up.
True.
Fresh off of getting busted for selling coke in the 70s and then flipping on top of somebody. But it's okay. He went on to do Tool Time. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, I actually wrote fun facts about that, so...
But I'm getting busted for coke.
I did.
Facts about busting
I
for
did.
coke.
So, all right, all right, keep this in mind, okay? So, yes. So, in 1978, Tim Allen pled guilty to a felony drug trafficking charge for cocaine. He provided the names of other dealers in exchange for a sentence of 3 to 7 years rather than a possible life imprisonment.
That's wild.
And the other fun fact, because I worked for Disney, I had to go through extensive background checks. Like, you have no idea. It took days. So I found that interesting that Disney broke their no ex-con policy to hire Tim Allen for this film.
I mean,
My mind was blown.
Wait, so was it okay? So, oh shit! Because now I'm thinking like, so Toy Story came out before this, right? So he worked with
No.
So this is how they opened the door to Pixar then.
Yeah, so keep in mind.
But Toy Story Pixar wasn't owned by Disney.
Not yet.
See that? Yeah,
Not yet.
So that was what I was thinking. Was
Story was the first Pixar movie.
If Pixar wasn't owned by Disney,
So he kinda was
that they could
grandfathered
fuck with him.
Yeah, he was
before
grandfathered
Disney, and they
in.
got, oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a little background. Yeah, so that's
yeah.
a little different. So yeah, so the Santa Claus is PG. It came out in '94. And the reason why I wrote this down as my number 2 movie was because...
Number two.
I know.
Silver medal.
Yeah.
Up on the stand.
Tim Allen got coked out of his
my
mind.
God. Tim
Allen coked out of his
Silver medal.
mind.
I
Power
think he
tools.
straightened himself out from
Slap-
78 to 94, you
Slapping
guys.
Pamela Anderson on the ass, hanging out with
Smacking
Al.
Yeah.
But
is that Al the neighbor?
No,
No,
it was his partner on the show.
Al
Tool
Horn.
Time.
Tool Time
Yeah,
Al.
Tool Time. Yeah.
Yeah, the neighbor was Mr. Wilson.
Wilson.
I think Al sells tools.
But now I
on
just want to say
Color Guy
Wilson.
Yes, I want to say
I don't
that.
know.
No,
Rudolph.
McBain or what? No, sorry, no, not McBain. I don't know. It's a guy that Bane yells about Mendoza. There it is. Thank you.
Adrian.
It took me a minute. I had to like flip through the head of Simpsons references, and I was like, "Oh, that's the one." There we go. Boom,
got
and
it.
the tape loaded.
Good job.
But no, the reason why I wrote this down as number 2 was because it was my first movie theater experience with my entire family.
What?
Yeah.
Did y'all go for like
Yeah.
a Christmas thing?
Yeah. It was so wholesome.
How many of you went?
It was my mom, my dad, my sister, and I.
Nice.
So it was in 94. I was born in 87. So I was like 7 years old. And that's a pretty good age, in my opinion. And I still remember it to this day. And I thought that, I don't know, I think when you have like a real nostalgic experience tied to a movie or anything really, that it does hold a certain place in your heart, whether it's
sure.
like at the top, at the bottom, in the middle, wherever. But no, I wrote that down too. But another fun fact about the movie too is that for 1 week in 1994, Tim Allen had the number 1 movie, the number 1 TV show, Home Improvement, and the number 1 book.
I mean, when I think authors, I think Tim Allen.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, right? I just thought that was so interesting. I remember
He was
hearing
riding
it.
high.
Well,
On coke.
he was pulling triple duty.
Like when he was doing that, when he was rocking a turkey of like success, I just envisioned like Dr. Roxo from Metalocalypse
Hell yeah.
going down the hills of coke on the skis, but it's just Tim Allen.
Yeah. Ooh. Dr. Roxo. I haven't thought of that in forever.
Yeah, but Dr. Roxo, Tim Allen as Dr. Roxo.
I was at a
and-
Halloween party one time and somebody was dressed as Dr. Roxo and they were playing the character of Dr. Roxo.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, and they wouldn't stop doing it to the point where I actually was like, hey, if we keep this up.
I'm going to hit you.
Yeah. I was like, I generally am not a fan of threatening violence, but this is one time.
This is one time.
It's going to be violence.
Halloween's an exception.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is the deal with Santa Claus? So is it like he makes a deal with Satan and then he becomes Santa?
No, you got this way wrong. All right, so
That's
okay.
a movie I watched.
I tried.
It's all right. So I didn't really appreciate it because I was only 7 years old, so I didn't really understand the wordplay on it. But Santa Claus, as in the person, is Claus.
Correct.
This movie is The Santa Claus with an E at the end. So Clause. So a clause, as in the last line of a written contract.
So Tim Allen's lawyers did not look at this.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, so basically what happens...
No, but I mean his character in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Basically, yeah. So he hears like something on the roof. Him and his son go out and they look up at the roof of their house and they see a man dressed in a Santa Claus outfit. He gets startled, falls off the roof.
Oh, shit.
And is unconscious. They go and check him and they say, hey, man, we're just going to check you for ID, see how you are. And he finds a business card in his pocket. And it basically has red and green text on it on one side that says, his name. And then on the reverse side, it says something along the lines of, if anything should happen to me, put on my suit. The reindeer will know what to do.
Okay.
But on the flip side, where I said it has text, red and green, there's like a little, I don't know, rectangular border of small icons around it. And you just think that it's decorative, like dots or, a dotted line or stars or circles or whatever, bullet points. But in reality, it's a contract. So by putting on the suit, he embodies and takes over as Santa.
Wait, okay. Well, hold up. So does the Santa that was Santa, is he now not Santa? What happens to this guy?
Well, as soon as they read the business card that says the reindeer will know what to do, Tim Allen and his son look at each other like, we didn't see reindeer. We should need to, back up and look at the roof again. And look, sure enough, they see the reindeer. And by the time they get like oohed and awed and amazement of these reindeer and these mythical creatures, they look back down to where Santa's body was in the pile of snow. And it's now just a suit. The body is gone. No footprints, no nothing.
All right, Jaimie, did Santa completely just spontaneously combust, or are we dealing with a Michael Myers situation where he just skedaddled through the neighborhood?
I think that by that point, that Santa was already dead for about 100 years. And magic was moving that husk into a weird, he was like a zombie or a ghoul. And then once this transaction happened,
after the magic left him,
he went, finally, sweet release. And then, Clara, I'm coming home. And then he just turned into a dust and ash.
Well, I was thinking he just evaporated.
Or that. Yeah, maybe that.
Finally, a soldier from the Battle of the Alamo, the one guy who made it out. He
baddest motherfucker there. Yeah.
Made a deal and
Well, when he was at the Alamo, Santa flew over.
And that's how he got out.
And he was like, put on the suit if something happens to me. And you're like, all right, caveman Santa.
Yeah.
And then here we go.
Yeah, he didn't even mean to leave. He didn't even mean to leave him. He was just trying to help it out.
Yeah, they were like, remember the Alamo? And he's like, fuck you, I got gifts to deliver.
Yep, peace.
Sorry, Davey.
My bad.
That's Mr. Crockett.
Oh my God. You guys.
All right. So the Santa Claus. So then after I can't remember if I've seen this or if I just know it just because it's like part of pop culture. But basically after he does the deliveries, then his body starts changing throughout the rest of the year. He starts transforming into Santa Claus.
Yeah, against his own, I guess, design or his control, his body starts to betray him.
I call that your 40s.
Brother, I hear that.
So, he gains 40 pounds in a week. And then his hair immediately turns to white. And then he'll shave that morning. And then he'll, towel off and, rinse off. And he'll look in the mirror. And all of a sudden, his beard is grown back to full force. So it's more or less he has no control over his body anymore. And all he does is crave milk and cookies.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I do need to watch this movie because I'm feeling a lot of similarities right now.
You feel seen?
Yeah, I do. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm glad to see some representation in film here. Holy shit. All right. Well, all right. Anything else about Santa Claus before we close out on this one?
I really enjoyed it. I don't know if there was really any significance in regards to making sequels and now the series on Disney Plus. However, I do remember watching a documentary on the first one, and they did dabble and talk about the sequels, but I think the reason why, I think there was a good gap, I want to say at least a decade. So I think Disney said, hey, you did really well in the success of this movie. We really want to do a sequel. And Tim Allen basically was the one saying no because it was such a bitch to put all the makeup
Really?
on, like the fat suit, the prosthetics. And he just said, no, no, no. And he said, well, if you can get the makeup down to X amount of time to put me in it and you can make it a better process than the hell that I had to go through, then yeah, I'll do a sequel. So it took them a decade to convince him to do a sequel, if my memory serves from the documentary I watched. And that was craziness to consider doing that.
Number one, Tim Allen, quit being a bitch. There's so many people jumping into fucking practical effects suits. You think the dudes that were in like Predator versus Alien were stoked every day to be on set?
Lon Chaney Jr. was like, yeah, I'll totally be a Wolfman. Take 8 hours a day to do this.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I think it
fucking diva.
Dude,
Well,
as soon as you put contacts in my eyes, though, I'd tap out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, I think it also has something to do with like this, how you talk about Toy Story. It could have been he was probably, waiting until the right moment and waiting for the right, budget and waiting for
He was
the
like,
right
the
price.
makeup for Buzz Lightyear is so much easier.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
100%. I just walk in a booth.
I walk in
I
a
have
booth,
a coffee,
I have a
great.
beer and a line of Coke, and I'm ready
Yeah.
to roll.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, so I think he was just waiting for the prices right kind of thing.
Yeah, but I do agree too. Enough goofing around. I too would have a trouble to be like that still, like get put in a suit every day. That would have to not be a fun experience.
I will give it this too. That is an ultimate flex move when you're just like, Disney, I don't need your money.
Yeah,
Like unless you do this, I'm good.
I had a best-selling book.
Yeah, yeah.
And the #1 TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's also cool. They were able to like over the course of a decade, like up the special effects. We're like, no, actually, we can cut this down. Like there have been advancements in the field where we can make this an easier process for a modern film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of played into, Jaimie introduced me to the TV show Face Off. And it really does take
Such a good show.
such a good show, and it takes so much time and dedication and precision to get that shit down. But it's such a painstaking process that I feel sorry for the models.
100%.
And like the actors, especially Tim Allen is one of them. But my God, yeah, I could totally understand why he made that decision.
100%. Well, look, let's swing over to Ernest Saves Christmas.
Woohoo!
You know what I mean, Vern?
You two love Ernest.
We
I do love Ernest.
Holy shit.
I have a
Why?
vintage.
Why
I have
is there
a
so much love
vintage
for
like
Ernest?
late 80s, early
Yeah, he's a
90s
drawstring.
Ernest toy with a drawstring. It's amazing. Sits by my critter. Scares my cats.
Oh man,
I do love Ernest.
He's
Ernest,
super creepy.
First off, Ernest is a Kentuckian.
He
He
is.
is.
Let's give some props.
Lee Kimbrell, Cincinnati comedian who's opening for Theo Vaughn right now on a pretty regular basis. He's got a story where I guess like Ernest like boned his mom or something like at one
wow.
point. Yeah, because
That's hot.
He's a Kentucky boy. So yeah, or I don't know. I think somebody had sex with Ernest, but there was definitely some connection there.
You saw Ernest's D.
So wait a minute, hold on. Like Ernest or the actor who played Ernest, Jim Varney?
Jim Varney.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or maybe he was in character of Ernest.
That's what I mean, like a role
I hope
playing
he was
thing.
like, oh baby, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean, Vern?
You know what I mean?
Vern? Maybe he called her Vern the whole time. That was
Ooh.
like a nickname.
I don't. How many?
What is a
You know what I
safe
mean,
word?
Laverne?
What? Well, okay.
I think like whole milk is a safe word.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh, got milk?
Yeah, time out. What woman is having sex with Ernest? Like,
Dude.
like I get.
I will show you some photos.
He's a
He is a
beautiful-
Roman
yeah, he was a-
god.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, okay. Time, but what I'm saying is this: I get the fact that Jim Varney, the dude,
Please him, yeah.
the person that is a regular guy,
Yeah.
who,
He was a good looking dude.
Yeah,
He
the-
was everyday thing.
then yes, I get that he can get some ladies. I'm just wondering, are there women out there that want to have sex with Ernest, the character Ernest?
I mean,
No, thank you.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
I mean, the internet tells me
mean-
there's some freaky shit out
Oh,
there.
we need to search that and see
I
if
mean,
there's any
again,
Ernest
like,
porn.
dude, you go a strong 40 minutes down south of that Ohio River, you pretty much everybody's sleeping with an Ernest. So, you know,
I really
it's
want there to
okay.
be-
I'm from Kentucky. I'm allowed to make fun of you.
well, here's
Tough
the thing.
luck.
Everybody has their own kink, right?
Yeah, I really hope there's an Ernest kink.
Oh, I know there is.
Well, I know what I'm Googling later.
That's what I mean. We need to search
It's
it.
about the only porn I haven't seen at this point. So, you know, it's like Ernest. Oh, an Ernest porn. This is
What would Ernest save in porn?
Ernest
Because
saves.
he's always saving something.
Yeah, Ernest saves anal. Here's like an evil, like rich guy who's trying to take all the anal away, and Ernest's like, "Oh no, you gotta save anal." Gotta bang bottoms all day long. My wife is like, what the fuck is wrong with my husband?
I mean, I love you, but I just wonder what goes on in that brain of yours.
It's terrifying.
There's no hesitation immediately. Fastballing down the middle. Jaimie's like, pop. Going yard.
Look, I have been very lucky in life. I have seen many of my goals and dreams come true. I'm a very lucky man. But if there's one thing, I just want to direct a weird ass porn. It's one of the last things on the bucket list.
Oh, I feel like that's possible.
I mean, someday.
You're a
Someday.
man that's seen oceans.
I've seen a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
you can make.
It's gonna be
porn.
weird. It's just gonna be the weirdest
No,
thing.
it's okay. Yeah, well, they'll wear a mask. We'll have some synth music. It's cool. All right. So, how does Ernest Saves Christmas work? Because this is one. This isn't the. I remember Ernest Saves Camp. That was my dog.
Yeah.
And then there was.
Goes to camp.
Okay. Yes, I remember that one. And then.
Well, technically, he does save it too.
You're
so you're not wrong.
walking landmines with her and Ernest movies.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. He really does save it, but
What's
name
the
of it
one
is
with the bank and there's like evil Ernest? Is that goes
Goes
to
to
jail?
jail.
Goes to jail.
Okay. I saw that one.
Yeah, you didn't see Ernest Goes to Africa.
The one where he does blackface? Yeah, no, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. That one got wiped out of everyone's mental history. Ernest Saves Halloween. That's the classic.
No, scared stupid.
Scared stupid.
All right, so
I wish Ernest Saves Anal instead of Ernest Goes to Africa. It could have been a lot better.
Honestly, it's true. You know, looking back through the lens of history, probably would have been a better thing for his career had he done porn than be super racist on film. Oh, okay. So wait, how does Ernest Saves Christmas work? Like, is he Santa? Like, or does he save Santa?
Well, according to IMDb trivia, it said that the original concept was that he would be Santa.
Okay.
And they scratched that early. And I think it was because of...
He didn't want to do the makeup.
No. No, the rumor was that he had already established himself as this character.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they didn't want to tarnish the character and reputation and the image that he already created with already an iconic legendary figure. Does that make sense? You can't mash them.
You can't put them together.
No.
We can't have Ernest and Elvis.
No, basically, right. So what they did was they used
Elnest.
him as like, like Santa's sidekick, like basically trying to help
Like
Santa.
the head elf.
Kind of,
Ernest-
sort of, yeah.
It's a mashup. It's Ernest. It's Santa together delivering presents.
Right. So he kind of helps Santa find his replacement because Santa, his magic is about to be gone. He went a year too late. He should have done it last year. His magic is about to be gone. And the only way for his magic to regenerate is to pass it on to the next eligible candidate.
Okay, so this is kind of like the Santa Claus in a way too. We're passing on
passing on the baton.
Santas.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like Santa and Grendel.
Kinda,
Like,
yeah.
You pass it on through history, or maybe like a Highlander. It's not a Highlander situation. I don't know if you got to murder the preceding Santa.
You're not taking
only
their
be
hat.
one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so he helps the Santa find the new replacement and helps him back on his path, I guess.
Does Ernest know the replacement?
Well, I think he's introduced to him through the Santa.
Okay.
So the Santa met his replacement and tries to recruit him. And he's like, dude, you're freaking crazy. Back off. Like, I'm calling security. I'm putting you in jail because you're trespassing. You're stalking me. You're everywhere. You know all. You see all. Every time I turn around, you're here. And so what happens is Ernest picks up Santa, and he's a taxi driver. And he drops him off at this, children's museum where his, replacement is. And so he kind of more or less has to get back to him because Santa leaves his sack in his trunk of his cab. And he also stiffs him on the tab because Santa
The hell?
didn't have any real currency in his pocket. Because his magic is slipping. So he accidentally switches playtime, fun time, whatever, play money with so-and-so's gift and gives him a large cash register or whatever full of play money, but in reality he gave him real money. So he pays him or tries to pay him in play money. So anyway, it's more or less like, so once Ernest goes back to headquarters, he gets fired because his boss says, hey, you gave
you
another
get the money.
hobo a free ride again. You can't do this. You're gone.
Yeah.
And he throws the Santa's sack out onto Ernest's back and says, "Get the fuck out of here," kind of thing. You're fired. So Ernest is on a mission to find Santa, give him back his sack. Thus, he kind of piggybacks onto Santa's mission to find his replacement. So that's kind of how he gets like intertwined.
Okay. All right. I see what's going on now. I see how we're mashing these two up. You got to get Santa his sack back for Jaimie's movie.
Dude, that should be in.
I was
Ernest,
biting my tongue the whole
Ernest's
time.
sack back. Oh,
Yeah. That's part of Ernest Saves Anal.
All right, let's keep in the children's realm. A Muppet Christmas Carol. So,
Oh, yeah.
that's a good one.
Are you two Muppet people?
Oh,
Hardcore.
dude, we went.
Yeah.
What was it? The Muppet Jim Henson
exhibit.
exhibit in, was it Columbus Museum?
Yeah, I think so. It was a while
Oh,
back.
it was so
really
good. It was pre-pandemic, so that's how you know how long ago it was.
Yeah. But no, we went there. Yeah, I love the Muppets.
Same.
Like, love the Muppets.
It's an extension of Disney as well, so not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, it is like the puppeteering division. It's sort of like the 3D version of what Pixar is, where it's like it's Disney, but it's also kind of like a little outside the lane. So I'm not a huge Muppets guy, but what I do enjoy about this movie is Michael Caine is in it, and Michael Caine just plays it straight as fuck the entire time.
Oh, he's so serious.
He is ridiculous. As Ebenezer Scrooge, he's ridiculously serious. I'm waiting for him to be. Some people just want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne. Like, it's just, he's so, just the whole time, just like in the character of being a dickhead, Ebenezer Scrooge, as all these wonderful Muppets are running around and singing.
Totally. I mean, I even remember reading online that something along the lines of that, and then also the reverse of Tim Curry in The Muppet Treasure Island. So they say that Michael Caine is the serious actor playing with Muppets, and then also, or playing along with Muppets as his co-stars. And then with Tim Curry in The Muppet Treasure Island is that Tim Curry is a Muppet playing with actors, serious actors. So it's kind of the reverse. And it's interesting to play that out because you have two very renowned seasoned actors playing with puppets, but they're really wondering, are they really co-stars or are they just kind of their camaraderie, like coworkers?
Do you two keep your favorite Muppet in every movie, or does the movie depend on which Muppet is your favorite in that one? So
That's
what,
true. That's good.
So what I mean, like, are you like always a Gonzo guy and Gonzo's your favorite in every movie, or it depends on the movie and then you like that Muppet the best?
I mean, we definitely have
with the movie that's in?
characters that when they show up, you're like, yay. You know, I think it
it
be a little bit of
depends
both, yeah.
because they don't always show every Muppet in every movie. So it kind of depends. For instance, like Rizzo the Rat. Like, I love him in the
I like Rizzo.
Yeah.
Rizzo's good.
So in the Muppet Christmas Carol, Rizzo has an iconic line. So basically, Gonzo is narrating as Charles Dickens the entire movie, and they're breaking the fourth wall. And Rizzo is his, sidekick. And so I think Gonzo opens with something along the lines of, I'm Charles Dickens and I'm going to tell you the story. And Rizzo is like, and I'm here for the food. Like, just
Nice.
killing it, like the comedic aspect and comedic relief. So I like that aspect. And then later on in a different scene, I think, now I'm thinking, I can't remember because it's set in different time periods, but I could be cross-referencing it with the Muppet Treasure Island. But there's also a scene where, no, it definitely is Christmas Carol. So they're lighting the lamps. So back then there was no electricity. So Gonzo is like lighting the lamp or whatever. And Rizzo is up there and he goes and he lights his tail by accident. And he says, light the lamp, not the rat, right? Light the lamp, not the rat. And if you say that 10 times fast, it's hard to say. But then Gonzo is like, oops, sorry. And he kind of looks at him and he goes, Gonzo or Rizzo. And he goes, what? And he pushes him into like a frozen bucket of water down below.
Shit.
But I also wonder, like, when things like that happen, I don't think it was CGI. I think they really did light that puppet, the Rizzo rat puppet, on
they
fire.
did.
So it really makes me wonder, like, how many Rizzos are there? How many
there's
in
gotta
their?
be so many.
That's what I mean in their arsenal, because he got wet, he got burnt. Like, it just makes me wonder at what extent did they go
They
to?
probably have like a burn tail.
I mean,
safe tail.
Maybe.
I mean, they killed all those pugs in Milo and Otis, so I mean, they gotta have a bunch of Rizzos on standby.
You're hurting my heart with that movie.
Right? Which is also super fucked up.
horrible.
It's so bad.
Listener, Google that. It's actually, don't Google that if you want to have a.
Yeah. If you want to sleep tonight and
Yeah,
be okay.
if you're curious, Google it. But if you have a tender heart, bypass it at all means. All right. So let's transition off of this to a movie that uses the same formula of A Christmas Carol, but it's porn. Jaimie,
why would you think I would know that?
this is what you're bringing to us.
Yeah. This is one thing I always find very fascinating with storytelling, and a lot of Christmas stories especially. It's like they take a story and you can put any genre in it at all. So there's a movie called The Passions of Carol that came out in 1975, and it starred Mary Stewart as she played the Scrooge character, and she runs a male magazine, like kind of like a Playgirl type thing. And her main, like the Cratchit, is it Cratchit? Is that right?
I think it's Cratchit.
Cratchit character is all-star of 1970s and 80s porn, Jaimie Gillis.
Well, hold on. Now that you just said it's a porn, it should be crotch.
It might be Cratchit, to be honest with you. I think that's why I remember
The crotch. Bam.
But she's upset with him because there's a bunch of photos of nude men, and she's like, none of them are erect, and we need a hard dick for our magazine, and you better go figure out how to get a picture of a guy with a good hog that's hard, and making him work over Christmas night trying to find a hard dick. Now, this is one thing, Tank, this is why I'm bringing this to you. First off, it's the Christmas Carol. The three ghosts visit her. They bring her back to remind her of Christmas past, where she had a threesome with a young man, a girl, and a doll arm.
Wait, a doll arm?
Doll arm. Yeah, it's a thing. And then they bring her to a present where Jaimie Gillis is at home with his loving wife. And they make love together to a future that if she doesn't change her ways about Christmas, she is going to become a prostitute and be living on 54th Street. You know, anybody who's into grindhouse movies and that, there's a great scene in this where they actually filmed the shitty part of New York that had all the old movies that were showing porn in the 1970s. One thing, though, this is the thing that blew me away, and I don't think you knew this. We are fans of the Predator movie.
We are.
Do you know the young man who was a Native American in the film?
Oh, Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called him Indian Billy. I'm using the term that he is referred to in Predator. But Billy is in this movie fucking too late. He is...
Big Billy's piping down in this
Big
movie?
Billy's hog is massive. He is Big Billy for a lot of reasons, everybody. Beautiful man, too, man. Like the 70s porn stars were all... They're not like jacked guys. They're just like athlete looking. But yeah, I was like, yeah, that's... I'm like, dude does push-ups and sit-ups. He doesn't need to be on steroids. Good job for him.
I like that your appreciation for male body type is an athlete.
I just appreciate...
I was about to say, you can appreciate a good-looking man.
Oh, yeah. I'm very comfortable with who I am.
Yeah, but it's like the fact you're like, you know what? I'm tired of all these biceps and cum gutters. What about when men were men? What about when they were doing push-ups in studio apartments and
Exactly.
just
It's
bulk
like gym
seasons?
bodies.
Yeah, you know?
I mean, trust me, I was appreciating Mary Stewart as well. She has like a very tight pixie haircut. She has a very distinctive face. And she was actually in the Misty Beethoven, which is the first musical porn.
Really?
Yeah, she starred in that
that's-
years before that. But
Let's put genres together.
right, but this is also the thing, and like Allison and I had a conversation about this. This goes back, and I know everybody's like, Jesus Christ, Jamie's brought it back to porn or horror always. But this
Naked
is back.
ladies.
I do appreciate a naked lady. But this is back when people were actually trying to be actors and actresses. And you just so happen to fall into a movie where you fuck somebody. And then you just tried to go on. Jaimie Gillis tried to make a hardcore career out of being a normal actor forever. And he is a good performer. And he's playing the Christmas Carol, which in any other movie, like he's playing the ghost and doing different parts in the film. Any other movie, you'd be like, oh, he's a great actor. He's doing that. It just so happens he's also getting a blowjob from the lady playing his wife in it. You know, but again, Big Billy shows up in the first scene. So if you're a Predator fan, The Passions of Carol might be a film you deep dive on just to see Big Billy's hog.
That's what she said. Deep
True.
dive.
I did like the fact too that they were like the whole thing is based on just Scrooge being upset that they can't get a picture of a dude with a heart on.
Why don't they name it Scrooged?
I'm sure there's a sequel. Also, if you just look up Christmas porn, it is a mountain of everything. I did watch one of the Grinch having sex.
And that was one that you actually made me watch.
I didn't make you.
Well,
I
you
just
said, "Hey, look at
we
this," and then you
we
shoved
should-
it in my face.
We should share this moment in time and exist together, hon, and enjoy those, Grinch.
Well, it just made me wonder, like, how did the green paint not rub off?
Special effects and CGI.
That's true. Yeah.
I
Well, on a
mean,
porn.
This, and
On
again,
a
this goes
porn.
back to when our Tim Allen is bitching to moan about being Santa Claus. I'm like, this guy's fucking this girl as the Grinch. Maybe we just need to suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
Suck it
So
up.
I'm gonna be green for 4 days. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever.
It's fine. Gotta do my thing.
It's cool.
I'm the Grinch today.
Let's get a little wholesome. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna turn it back around.
Yeah. Let's jump clear on the other side of this. Let's talk some Christmas animation classics. Rudolph
yeah.
the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Friggin' awesome.
It's such a cool looking thing. Like, it's always looked good.
Yeah, gorgeous movie. Still holds up.
Rankin and Bass.
Rankin and Bass. Was that their first film, babe?
Yeah, I had that written down. Excuse me. That was, I think, my memory is according to IMDb, because that's what I go to for all my fun facts, where is it? Yeah, it was first released in 1964. The technology used, nope, that was the wrong one. Yes, the original 1964 airing of the special, nope, that's the wrong one. But anyway, it's the longest running. Yeah, there it is. The special has aired every year since 1964, making it the longest continuously running Christmas special in the U.S.
Holy shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, and I know that Charlie Brown's got something like that too. Where like Charlie Brown, we're going to talk about that next. The Charlie Brown Christmas special has ran for like 56 years now. Like it's just it's nuts how long these two things have just been on the airwaves and have just now become like an imprinted part of the holiday season. Where it's just like you sit down and you watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, well, things are a little different. I mean, I read that too on the way here or in preparation for this, was that the Charlie Brown, according to Jaimie, I think, or I read it online and confirmed it, was that, what was it, just a couple years ago?
Apple
Yeah.
Apple purchased Charlie Brown,
Yes.
and that's why
Yep.
it doesn't.
It doesn't
it only
exist
streams
now.
on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also crazy. And I had that same thing down where it's so, okay, I think we're kind of here. Let's just talk about them both together because I feel like they are kind of a bit together at this point.
Yeah, I feel like they would. Well, originally they'd always play on the same night.
Yeah, they'd like do them back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
You
be
know?
8
yeah.
o'clock, you would
Yeah,
watch Charlie
yeah.
Brown and then Rudolph, and
Yeah.
then go to bed.
Yeah.
It was a package deal.
It was a package deal. And yeah, it just became this part of Americana where
Yeah.
like every year, at some point you're going to see both of these things. They're both good shows. The Rudolph thing, I always think because of the animation, because it is so cool that it's like 3D and stuff. And
Stop motion.
yeah, the whole way that they were able to do that. It's just very distinctive looking. You automatically know what it is because it just stands in contrast to so much other stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Charlie Brown thing is interesting just because it's like all the kids are voiced by actual children, and it's the first Peanuts thing they ever did on TV. And I always find Peanuts weird because like it's depressing. There's a lot of depressing shit in Peanuts.
Well, Charles Schultz was a very multi-layered man from what I've understood, and definitely dealt with his own mental health issues, and it came out of that,
Yeah.
and I mean, he definitely expressed them, but he was, the thing I love about that too, though, is, as you get older, you always look at your childhood and go, oh, it was the greatest days. It was this, that. And like, he was very honest with the fact that like people deal with it, kids deal with a lot.
Yeah.
And it, as a kid, like you could watch it and kind of get like, it's okay that I'm not always happy. And I can be a little existential and, question things, and I mean, that's especially with that thing. I mean, Charlie Brown is questioning his love of Christmas and watching it turn into a commercial nightmare,
Yeah. Yeah, and also like the whole metaphor of the tree in the show, where it's just like this sapling, and everybody is just like, it's not good enough. But then as more people put love and care into it, it turns into a tree. Yeah, and it's just like, shit, man, that's a very profound statement as well.
Yeah, it's just even like the music's kind of a downer. Like I love trip hop, and there's like trip
like
hop,
weird,
Charlie Brown
jazzy.
trip hop, and it is like very weird once they put it through that spectrum of trip hop, but I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also just like the Charlie Brown dance, the animated dance that they all
We were
do.
just talking about that.
We actually watched it like right before we came over. That was kind of our last thing to watch.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about like there's like one little boy that I
in
was
the
like,
bottom right.
It looks like he has a mohawk.
Yeah.
But he's just doing like he is just jamming, man.
Yeah, he goes from one side to the other side, and he kind
I
of
can
just
totally
like
see
bounces.
that kid picking up pennies at a hardcore show. You know?
Very much so. Yeah, it does look like a weird like hardcore thing where everybody's just kind of doing karate by themselves in the middle of a room.
Yeah, you could definitely. I'm sure there's a meme out there somewhere where someone has put that to someone.
Yeah, somebody's definitely like put harm's way behind it, and then they just let it go.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, they were dancing like no one was watching.
Do either of you got anything else about either of these two before we jump forward?
I don't think there's. I mean, everybody's familiar with them.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody, even if you're like, I don't like them or whatever, you kind of like them.
Well, I was just going to touch on how you had said like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has a distinct style, the animation stop motion. So there was a fun fact that I read on IMDb trivia was that the animation was shot on the twos. And what that means is instead of shooting one frame of film and then moving the puppet, it was shot 2 frames of film were shot before moving the puppet for the next exposure. Thus, it saved time and therefore money. And it also created their jerky style.
Really?
So that, I think, really was a distinctive decision that they made for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
And it obviously paid off in more ways than one. So I just wanted to touch upon that since you had mentioned it.
Yeah, cost cutting and led to like an iconic movement of the thing, which again,
Yeah, the style.
just stands in contrast of like other stuff at the time. Like it is just such a weird thing that just it sticks with you. All right. Elf, Will Ferrell, James Caan, Zoe Deschanel, Jon Favreau, Peter Dinklage, Bob Newhart, Ed Eisner, Amy Sedaris, Artie Lang, Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. This movie's packed.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
You're not wrong.
Your dad.
He loves to say that line. We say it all year round.
Look, finding your dad.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
I hope you find your dad.
Find your dad. That's
The
all I
narwhal.
remember. Yeah, it's funny that you just spoke about that after Rudolph because obviously one of the biggest goals was inspired by that type of animation
Rankin
for so
and
much
Bass.
of it and the color spectrum and how the elves themselves like they were concerned that didn't they almost shut the film down?
They
because
almost
Rankin
shut it
Bass
down
was
because-
like, what are you doing using our color schemes for elves?
Well, they brought in the lawyer.
Really?
They brought in
Yeah.
the lawyers, and they almost shut them down. They had to have like a legal representation on set to tell them what they could and couldn't do.
And I think at the end it was all cool, but it was just the idea of like and I mean that was Jon Favreau's goal, and really like when you think about it, he had did Swingers before this, and I think this was his second film.
And that was it.
Really?
And it's wild to think like this guy is a Hollywood megastar now. Like he is the savior of Star Wars TV, and
Also,
obviously did the first Iron Man.
what a weird jump to go from Swingers, which was a weird like indie movie.
Yeah.
What was it, 90s or 2000s?
I want to say it was 90s
90s.
because
Yeah.
Elf was 2003.
Yeah, because I remember
Late 90s,
it definitely had that whole thing where it was kind of he was kind of like supposed to be like the next Tarantino or something, where it's like he's like a cool indie filmmaker and like these guys are wearing like
Zoot suit. Oh, not zoot suits,
but like the whole like pattern 50s like bowling shirt type thing. And then in the movie they're going and seeing like swing bands and shit, and it's like, oh, your money, baby, and all this stuff. And then it's like, hey, do a Christmas flick.
Yeah, a wholesome one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And I mean, and especially then you think too, it stuck. It actually worked. It was the right people, the right performance, and
I mean, it's a murderer's row of a cast.
it is.
Well, I think that was another thing too that Jon Favreau wanted to do. I think it was him and then a collective, other team members, but it was more or less how they wanted to shoot it was the biggest style that they wanted to establish because they did guerrilla style because they shot without getting permits and they went throughout New York City and just shot the real New Yorkers with them. And
Hell
they
yeah.
didn't have extras. They didn't have this. They didn't have that. And they shot in the Lincoln Tunnel with just a singular cameraman and Will Ferrell. And they said they were scared shitless. That was their first scene of the shoot. And then they just went out and found Like, there were scenes that they said that Will Ferrell was really scared that New Yorkers were going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a scene where he runs up to like a guy all in red
Flyers.
who looks like Santa and is like, Santa, you know, and everything. And the guy just kind of gives him an odd stare. They said that guy legit had no clue. Like, there was not a guy who was meant to look like Santa.
Really?
It was just like, we found a guy, I'd run up to him and just see what happens, you know?
And then the other one that he almost got his ass beat too was when he just kept ridiculously going back and forth
Yeah.
and taking flyers from these guys outside of a business. And these guys were like, hey, you're messing up my, flow, you're messing up my gig here. But yeah, there were certain scenes that were just right out the cuff.
I feel like if you're going to do that with an actor, you need somebody like a Will Ferrell who can commit to the bit and it has the ability to just riff and do things
Improvise.
off top of the set. Yeah, improv it the whole time. Yeah, because I mean, what you're talking about is like the same thing as like Sacha Baron Cohen in Borat or any of his movies or like Ali G or anything where it's just like I'm gonna go fuck with the public and see what happens or like shit Tom Green has done, where it's just people or like Johnny Knoxville from Jackass doing like the Grandpa movie that he did where he was like, did you guys ever see that?
Oh, yeah. It was Bad Grandpa? Or...
Bad Grandpa, yeah. Where he's like, because it's the whole thing where it's like, oh, people are going to recognize Johnny Knoxville. We just put him in makeup and then he goes around and fucks everybody. Like, that's a hilarious thing to do. To see somebody in character fuck with people who aren't in
But you
character.
have to have somebody who's very committed to do that.
To do the bit and not break character. Yeah. And also to be willing to go to it where, like you said, like it might be dangerous. Where it's like, oh, shit, you might get your ass kicked because you're so committed to this.
Yeah, but I think that was something that they were taking a gamble to take that chance because New Yorkers are stereotypically known for not taking shit.
Yeah.
But they also, that was what they mentioned in the docuseries we watched on Netflix, the movies that made us, was that they said no one, not one New Yorker batted an eye seeing Will Ferrell running around in an elf costume doing stupid shit.
Hilarious.
Like, it was just like, this is another day
That's just Tuesday.
in New York City.
Yeah.
It's just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's fine. So I think that was something that they had to make conscious efforts on to really put it all together for it to make sense.
Yeah. I like this movie. It's fun. Again, I'm a Ferrell guy. So anything he does, I'm going to be into. Zooey Deschanel, just like one of the first times you really get to see her, it's like, who is this? Yeah. Like, she's captivating.
She's very, very charming in that.
Yeah.
It's that, what is that, manic pixie girl type thing going on. And
big eyes.
Big eyes. She sings. She's such a good singer. She's such a good singer, and it's awesome that she gets to perform in this.
And I always forget that it's her because she doesn't have the iconic brunette bangs and glasses. So every time I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, she's the blonde. Right. I forget every time.
And also the fact that we get like Peter Dinklage in this, which is just kind of crazy because, now looking back with the lens of, being able to look through the lens of history, we're like, oh, we know this dude from
Game of
Thrones,
yeah, of course.
but at that time, not a household name.
Right.
And also just Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. And Artie Lang too. Like Artie Lang, one of the dirtiest comics I've ever heard is in this movie. Like it is a fun cast. It's a fun movie. It's a good watch.
Yeah.
I love Elf.
It's a good warm feeling.
It is. It is 100%. Hey, let's transition. Right now, we're kind of in Christmas classic land. Another great comedy, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My mom loves this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And number one with the bullet.
Yeah, I think our parents' era, like this was their first like kind of wild, like, oh, they're a little risque in this movie type thing. I'm sure that was something of it, risque comedy of that time. Yeah, we watched this, like a night or two ago?
We watched it last night because
I don't know. Time's not real, people.
I know, right?
It's a construct.
Yeah, we both had like really busy work days yesterday, so we wanted to put something on that we could just laugh at and enjoy versus really study, if that makes sense.
100%. No, and it's a movie that like everybody knows by heart. Like this is like a movie where I could probably do it line by line still to this day.
The shitter's full.
Yeah, the funny thing is too is it was there's really no story to it.
No,
it is bits.
Yeah,
it
is like there's a weekend of Christmas and everybody's experienced having like family members over or being a family member over, and everybody has family members that you will be reminded of somebody by this, and then you just watch bits.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the exact same thing because next up on the list is Home Alone, and John Candy's in it. I recently had just watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as an adult. Like I watched it when I was like 5 or 6, but I didn't really remember it, so I went back and rewatched it. Where the whole gimmick is, it's like Steve Martin's trying to get home for Thanksgiving, and it's the same exact thing. It's just bits. There really is no story. It's just bit to bit to bit to bit.
Yeah, it's set up.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it kind of goes back to like horror movies, and sometimes it's just like we gotta get to the next murder. Who really cares?
Yeah. Again, I feel like this is kind of what we talked about earlier with like Christmas Story. There's so much iconic shit in this movie, like the whole, like the the whole thing with like he can't get the outside of the house to light. They finally light it. The whole thing with the shitter's full, of course, is like one of the most famous things ever. The sled where he like greases the bottom of it and goes across like a road.
And he like runs into Walmart.
Yeah.
Every National Lampoons where there's like an angry truck driver.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Some road rage chain. The Christmas tree when they cut it down.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
And they have to bring it home and they like pop it and bust out a window.
His daughter's eyes freeze and she's blind. They all start talking with a lisp because they're just turning numb.
Yeah, which is also weird seeing like teenage like Juliette Lewis, where it's like you're gonna go to be a natural born killers.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you are gonna do, and now you're gonna have like your own punk band.
Yeah.
But at that time, she's like the perfect like teenage daughter that is just bratty and over all this bullshit.
And the same thing could be said for the brother, Johnny Galecki, with Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. He pops up in this thing, and like they work well together. The whole family unit works. I mean, I think that's one of the things that works with this movie. Just everybody does their part, and it works the way it should. And like even though Cousin Eddie is fucking up Christmas, you really can't get mad at him, nor can you get mad at this family.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's like the. I realize at this time especially is like, man, I'm getting older and getting softer in my old age, but it's like you realize too. I'm like, oh, poor Eddie. He's like a vet. He's got like obviously probably some PTSD. He's got this like metal thing in his head.
It's plastic.
Yeah, or plastic. Yeah, it's just like that dude's totally fucked. So you do feel bad, but then you're like, but you're also a piece of shit who drives everybody nuts. Like it's, but you can have empathy towards him. It was kind of a weird way to look at him, but yeah. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, you really don't. I mean, I guess the closest person you could really hate in the family is the uncle with the cigar and the
crabby.
Yeah, the crabby guy. But like his wife, who's got Alzheimer's dementia. You can't hate her. She's great. You know, she's nice.
I did say yesterday, I was like, oh, remember the 80s when you could totally make fun of people
with
dementia. This is a acceptable joke.
Yeah, one of the most horrific, debilitating diseases of all time.
Yeah, but it's hilarious when Granny here can't figure out, where her cat is.
Yeah, well, she wraps the cat and then she wraps the Jell-O.
Yeah.
And the funny part, too, was I looked at Jaimie and I was like, man, I do it every time we watch a movie is I always IMDb it and read all the trivia. And the interesting thing about that actress is that she was the original voice of Betty Boop in the 1930s.
Holy shit.
And she was actually, younger or older?
Yeah, that was
much older.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, was that she was in her 80s when she did that film. It was one of her very last films. And her counterpart, her husband, was only 62.
Huh.
Yeah.
And he looked
He looks
super aged.
It's a hard life. Yeah, that guy
had a lot of mileage.
Yeah. Living life, living hard.
Yeah, it
Doing
was
his
rough.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does this rank on the list?
It goes down to the bottom.
Oh.
Not that I said, towards the middle and towards the end, I kind of just gave up and just started like not trying to organize it according to ranking. But I'm not saying that in a diss. It's just genuinely at the bottom. I don't know exactly if I had to really re-rank it. I don't know where it would fall. I just know that I never grew up watching it. I don't know if it was because my parents didn't care for that type of humor growing up, but it was never played. And I only watched it a couple years ago when Jaimie and I got together. And that was the first time I'd ever seen it. And it's not that I didn't understand the references, because I definitely did. I had always heard the shitter's full. I'd always, seen little scenes here and there. But in reality, my first real introduction to it was that it was semi-featured on the Netflix docuseries, The Movies That Made Us, because the original director that was hired for this film was Chris Columbus, and he quit because he just kept butting heads with Chevy
Chevy
Chase.
Chase. Oh, A Tale as Old as Time.
And it was written by John Hughes, and Chris Columbus said, "Hey, I gotta quit, dude." He was like, "All right, cool. Well, I have another script that's Christmas," because Chris Columbus said that he was, so into Christmas. So that was when he said, "Hey, how about Home Alone?" So I just thought that was interesting, but I think that was my first real intro to it, and then I think we watched it, and I like it. I think it has lots of iconic moments, but like how you guys had mentioned, I agree that it's mostly just no storyline. It's just bits in here in different scenes. But there is hilarity, and because there's so many different relatable scenarios around family gathering for certain occasions, it does hit certain triggers, I guess you could say. Like, you do see the dementia grandma, and my grandma had dementia, and then you see, a wounded veteran, cousin who does this and does that to kind of, push your buttons. But it is an interesting movie. I don't know if it's my type of humor, but I do enjoy it for what it is.
Right on. I'm interested to hear this because I do think like a lot of people are like, oh, this is like one of the timeless things. So I do think it's interesting. You're like, you know what? Not really my thing. So, and I think this also then again speaks to like the whole vastness of Christmas movies where it's like, it's such a gigantic genre that you can definitely have stuff that where some people are like, oh, this is like top, this is like my favorite movie of all time. And other people can be like, dude, that's like not even in my top 25. Like there's just so much room.
Yeah. So much, and such a wide range too.
Yeah, a lot. Well, and you brought up Chris Columbus, Home Alone.
Just saying, it's a segue.
Next on our list. This is one of those movies I remember like watching as a kid and like really digging because I was around the same age as Macaulay Culkin when I watched it. And it was just so much fun. And again, just an incredible cast in this thing because we get Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, Kieran Culkin. He's in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He's the gay roommate. Succession. He's one of the kids. He's in Home Alone 2. And then Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek is in this as the mom. And then, of course, John Candy. So this is just a fun fucking film.
It's my top movie.
It's number one?
Number one.
This is the gold medal?
This is gold medal movie.
Okay, why?
I think it has a lot to do with, so I wrote this down in my very first like comment or bullet because that's how I make lists and outline things for notes. But it was my first experience learning of the movie rating system.
Okay.
When I went to daycare. So I was like 4, maybe 5 years old. And it was basically a week of, like, how when you're a kid, like show and tell week or, show and tell day, everybody bring in something. This was the week that they said, hey, everybody bring in your favorite movie. VHS. And I brought in Home Alone, and the daycare person took me and my mom aside and said, we can't watch this because it's PG. And I didn't know what that meant. As a child, how do you explain what that means? And this is not appropriate for children. So I don't know how they looked at my parents for that. But for me, I would totally show my kids this because I think it is appropriate. Yes, there is violence when it comes to like, the burglars getting hurt and things. But other than that, I don't think that there's a lot of things that would be off limits to show a child, regardless of the age.
It's very live action cartoon.
Oh, is.
It's like there is violence, but the violence in the movie is like so over the top and what happens to these guys that it's just no, because like just getting any of these traps would just fuck you up so bad. Like the whole thing where like Joe Pesci gets the blowtorch to the head, or like is it Daniel Stern that breaks in the window and like steps barefoot onto the glass ornaments? Like it is just like a weird death match that's happening for this, in the climax of this movie.
Yeah, an iron on the face.
And then when he touches the door handle and like gets the McAllister M branded into his palm.
Yeah, and then Daniel Stern has an iron fall from the laundry chute down 2 stories onto his face
and smashes his face, and then for the rest of him he's got the imprint,
and he steps on a nail. Yeah, like it's horrifically gruesome to watch if you're not ready for it.
This movie is also just filled with like iconic moments. Buzz's girlfriend, woof, or just even like the beginning part with Joe Pesci as a cop with the gold tooth, like all this weird shit that just pops up throughout. That's just part of this movie that just, again, it just works.
Yeah, and the scene that you were just talking about, Buzz's girlfriend, what the scene or there, the Netflix is the movies that made us, the docu-series. There's a specific part where they talk about that, and I can't remember who it was. It was either the director or someone on the film said that they didn't have the heart to photograph a girl and then use her for the butt of the joke. So they had a boy dressed in a wig, and that was the photo.
You know what? It's one of those things where now looking back through it, I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's what I mean.
Because it is a thing where it's like, you know what? You're doing a good thing there by being like, hey, like some poor girl's going to have to be like completely owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like traumatize her
Yeah.
for the rest of her life.
Yeah. So my nephew Danny over here,
Yeah.
we could check a wig on him.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll
no
be
one will
cool.
recognize him. It'll be great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but no, that's my top movie. I think another reason is, like I was talking about, like nostalgia. I think that's a part of it with the
Yeah.
daycare situation. And then another one is later in life. I was in college. My grandmother, who had dementia, she lived with us for the last 11 months of her life, and she was nonverbal. So, and she had terminal lung cancer. So there was only like really so many things that could capture her attention and really hold it. And she had moved in with us around Christmas time, and we had Home Alone on for her. And she laughed the hardest we had ever seen her laugh. She was on
Really?
oxygen. So she had to like take her oxygen and like really put it on because she started laughing so hard when like the burglars would get hurt. But we would watch it on a loop. And I think that's another memory thing for that movie. But I think it has something to do with, I mean, again, we talked about it, and I think that's kind of like the foundation of Christmas movies that we've touched upon, is that if you have a diverse cast of different generations, it can really, everyone can relate to it in some way.
You can slot yourself in somewhere.
Right. Yeah. And I think that has something to do with it. I mean, if you were home alone, what would you do to protect your house from invaders?
Nunchucks. Ninja stars. Kokery machetes. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, and it is. I think Macaulay Culkin just does such a good job in that movie. Like he's likable. Like,
Yeah.
and he just nails that, and you believe him as the character. And I feel bad that the way his career kind of went after,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's the way with like so many child actors. And
Yeah, they're kind of screwed from the beginning.
yeah, and I'm glad that like he's kind of been able to level out the plane.
Yeah.
Like
He did just. I'm sorry to interrupt, but he did just get his
Hollywood
star.
yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And like he's definitely done stuff. I mean, now as an adult, which I think is cool, and like his brothers in multiple films have done stuff, and I think that's cool. That he like I guess what I'm saying is I'm glad like he didn't like go the way of like the 80s actors that did like the Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, where like now Corey Haim is dead, and like Corey Feldman is a total fucking wackadoo. That like have you either of you ever seen his band stuff?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's
horrible.
This
rough.
He's opening for Limp Bizkit this summer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's wild. It's so crazy that like Corey Feldman being cringe has somehow become a actual touring thing, and I don't know if he's in on it or not. Like, I think that he's so delusional that he doesn't realize people are laughing at him instead of like
With him?
I think there just
Yeah.
becomes a point with especially kids, because I mean, from a very young age, you have so much unhealthy attention gravitated towards you that like you just need it for the rest of your life, and at some point you probably do not care if it's, good, negative or
it's
positive.
just like mega narcissism, where it's just like it doesn't matter what it is.
I
I
just
got
need
eyes
to have
on me.
eyes on me, which
Yeah.
is fascinating. And I think as like people that didn't grow up in that, like I mean, I'm kind of like I prefer just the few eyes on me. It's just like I'm like, oh God, like
Yeah.
because the more eyes on you, the more judgment you're getting, the more everything. And I'm like, oh no, that is not an attractive quality to have in life. But they don't know anything different, I mean, it's again that thing where once you kind of start thinking about it, it's very hard to judge him on it because it is like he probably just needs it, like air.
Yeah, well, and especially with like the run that he went on when he was
Yeah,
in the '80s,
yeah.
with like
I mean, he was in Goonies.
yeah,
He was in Lost
Goonies,
Boys.
Stand
I
by
mean,
Me,
he was-
Lost Boys, a Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Part 4.
exactly, yeah. I
like
mean-
like he is
Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins.
Gremlins.
The
He's-
Burbs.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was an era where he was just in everything.
Dream a Little Dream.
Yeah.
Fucking License to Drive.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh, hold on. Wasn't he in the Lost Boys too?
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I miss that one?
But yeah, that totally has to fuck you up. Where like you have all the success, you're like the party's never gonna end, baby, and all of a sudden it's just like nobody wants you to come around anymore.
Yeah.
like you're a fucking joke, and that's got to just completely break your brain to go from like the guy that everyone wants to hang out with at the party being a pariah.
Exactly. And then you become just needy and beg for it. I mean, it's an addiction,
God
sadly.
damn. I feel bad for Corey Feldman on
I know, you
some
kind
level
of
now.
want to
do.
go
I
to
kinda
Limp
wanna-
Bizkit and be like, your music
yeah,
blows, dude, but I'm going to give you a hug.
Yeah, I
anyway.
just kind of want to be like, hey man, it's okay.
It's Christmas time.
The sad thing,
here's
too,
a
the
Christmas
thing that
hug.
kind of always
It's
makes me scratch my...
Christmas time again.
I'm like,
Hug Corey
you should be at
Feldman.
Horror Hound doing autographs, not singing
That's true.
albums,
Yeah, he should be doing that. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to come tell him, like, dude,
just
loved you in Lost Boys.
Yeah, just-
Goonies. Oh, my God.
yeah, just come to Horror Hound and be the king.
Yeah.
Like-
don't
like, you
sing
have
for
so
Limp
many
Bizkit
movies. Don't-
opening bands.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make that happen. Okay, so Allison, I know you said this is number one. This is top of the mountain Christmas movie, and then we were talking off mic. You won a trivia tournament one time over Home Alone.
I did. So
Wait, how does this happen?
Yeah, so it was pre-pandemic. That just shows you how long ago it was. It was the Keystone, I believe that was what it was called.
Keystone.
In Covington, yeah, in Covington. They had trivia nights all the time. And Jaimie would always accompany me, but 9 times out of 10, he just like hung out, people watched, drew, and he never really
Sit
participated.
in the corner and draw, pretty
Yeah.
much it. Yeah.
And he didn't really help me. It was more or less he just kind of went for moral support, and I enjoyed that very much. And I did. I single-handedly won a trivia night for the theme of Home Alone, and it was awesome. I had to go into like double overtime with another team because we had the same amount of points. So we had to go up to the MC, and they just like rattled off question after question after question, and we had to go head to head, and I won after, X amount of questions. And it was just, I don't know, I felt like the ultimate Home Alone super fan at that night.
No, 100%. You have to feel like that. I mean, if you take down another team,
A whole team
yeah,
of like
Whole team.
6, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, and you're able to stand your ground and take it down, like that's pretty awesome. Trivia nights are hard, like especially that kind of stuff where it's like a very specific thing, because it's one thing on a trivia night where it's like, hey, we could ask you anything, and you have to have like a surface level knowledge of this stuff. But with this, it's a very much a deep dive to dive into something like a movie.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember. Yeah, it was before that because the Halloween one I did for Hocus Pocus, and I won that one too by myself. But that one was probably, I don't know, my proudest Christmas achievement.
What does one get for winning the Home Alone trivia? Did you get like $50 for the bar or something, or did they give you a trophy or anything?
A gift card.
Gift card, all right.
Yeah.
Solid,
So that
solid.
was nice.
Well, and also the honor of being
Yeah.
the champion of Home Alone.
The title.
The title, the
Let
belt,
alone.
the strap.
They gave her an iron with a rope on it.
That would rule. If they give you an iron.
Dipped it in gold, ma'am.
Yeah. Look,
Defend your house now.
I'll be honest with you, lady. We went to Home Depot and we got some gold spray paint, and then we went to a Goodwill. We got an iron, and we just kind of
It's
you know what?
fine.
Here, take
It's
it.
fine. Hit a motherfucker with
Yeah,
it.
you're
See what
number
happens.
Well, look, we were talking about Corey Feldman a minute ago, and we were talking about how he showed up in Gremlins. Let's talk Gremlins. Like, what? One of the most wild ass Christmas movies
yeah.
on this Christmas list.
Yep. Joe Dante classic.
Yeah, like it's a pretty crazy concept for a movie of like getting this pet and it can go against you. Also, incredible cast, not just Corey Feldman, also we get Phoebe Cates. You might know her from such things as Fast Times at Ridgemont High, as being super hot in it.
And Drop Dead Fred.
And Drop
Yeah,
Dead
Drop
Fred.
Dead Fred.
And also Jonathan Banks, who is Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So if you're a fan of either of those shows, this guy's in it.
Which one? Who did he play?
I don't know. I just looked up the cast last night and he popped in there, and
Also,
I'm just like,
the main actor who hit on my wife. So,
wait, what?
Oh, yeah. So I did meet the main guy, Zach Galligan.
who hit on my wife?
Yeah, at Horror
I wasn't dating you then. So.
No, it was before you and I were together. But yeah, he was one of the guys I talked about when I was on the autograph episode where there was no space in between our cheeks. And he just was like in it and like really went in for the hug. And I was like, whoa, my personal space.
I got a room at the Sheridan.
Basically, yeah.
Stayed at the Sheridan.
Want to see my gizmo?
Ooh, now I wonder if there's like a Gremlins porno now.
Oh, there's got to be a Gremlins yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, in the sequel, the blonde Gremlin kind of look.
Yeah.
That's not the
I'm just
point of
like-
the story. Gremlins 1 is what we're here to talk about.
I mean,
That's right.
if you get it wet, they spawn.
oh,
Can't feed it after midnight. Just
oh. Doesn't this movie have like a ridiculous tractor death or something?
Yeah, that's actually Dick
Miller.
Miller's death. Dick Miller was a great character actor.
Iconic
been in a billion
actor.
movies, Corman movies, and this guy is like a legend. But
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horror. I mean, he's been in everything. He was Terminator. He was the guy who sold the guns in Terminator. I mean, he was in everything.
Awesome. Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, that was his death. He was also Joe Dante was a Corman guy. So all these people would show up in each other's movies like all the time. You know, Dick Miller shows up in The Burbs. He just shows up a lot in any movie that before he passed. But yeah, he dies. What was it? It was like something. It was because he was a World War II veteran, so he like has this horrible racist thing about anything Japanese, and you know how the Japanese are taking over and they're putting their monsters in our vehicles, and which is kind of funny because it's like in World War II, there was always like the legend of gremlins was that these little monsters would wreck the airplanes. That was
Really?
always that was where that kind of stemmed from.
Well, yeah, and it reminds you also of like the Twilight Zone episode with the gremlin on the wing of the plane. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
where it's fucking shit up.
Yeah, I mean that's like the I guess quote unquote legend of gremlins is that they're these little beasts that are supposed to mess with your technology. Or if you're an idiot like me who can never get any technology working, apparently there's just gremlins living everywhere.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Allison, what's your take on this movie? Like, because I know you're not the biggest horror fan. Like, do you like Gremlins? Like, where does this fall in your Venn diagram?
Yeah, like I had mentioned, like growing up, we watched a lot of wholesome Christmas movies, so this was not on my radar as a child. So I only really watched it as an adult, and I watched it at a friend's house. I want to say like 10 years ago, maybe. And they had the entire room decked out in Christmas lights, and it was very homey, and we were making gingerbread houses, and they put the movie on. It was my first time ever seeing it. And when I had told them that, they said, oh, well, we're going to do it right. And they were big stoners, and they just wanted to be like, you know, really just fill the room with like fog, and just, it felt very cozy. And I was more or less like, I'm just going to enjoy it as the outsider looking in. And it really felt very much like a movie theater, but just super comfy.
Wait, when we say fog, are we talking like fog or weed smoke?
Oh, weed smoke for sure.
Okay, I was
A fog machine. They just indoors.
yeah, that's what I was
for
getting
no
ready to
reason.
say. I was like, that's pretty next level. If you got like your own fog machine,
Yeah.
you're like,
No.
shh, and then you know, just like fill the room.
They
with
missed you if they're going down a river.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it felt like I was just in like another world to a certain extent, because I could see the movie, but I
you were
couldn't.
high.
Yeah,
I was not high. I did not partake. It was more or less
Secondary
like,
high.
no, secondary.
yeah, it was a contact, I'm sure. But no, I watched it for the first time like 10 years ago, and it was interesting because I thought the concept of the movie was interesting and unique, and I knew of it. Like, I remember seeing the little Gizmo character in pop culture and multiple references throughout my life, but didn't really know exactly what the storyline was. I just knew this little character came and wreaked havoc somehow, some way, but it didn't look like the other ones that I remember looking at. So I was like, well, what is this guy and why is that guy? They look similar, but they're different. One's furry and one's scaly. I don't know. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought the atmosphere was definitely kind of scary, but kind of quirky and kind of mysterious, but also very intriguing. so I think like Phoebe Cates' story, her character, how she talks about not liking Christmas, and her story with, her dad dressed up as Santa and went down the chimney and they found him X amount of days later.
Which is wild as shit.
It's so dark.
Yeah, which is like such a crazy thing. It's like my dad died in a very comical way, but also very horrifically.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like it's twisted, but it also has a message of, hey, not everybody likes Christmas.
Yeah, it is a weird mixture of darkness and humor. Like it's definitely a horror comedy. Yeah. It's definitely a thing that children of the 80s got showed way too young because it was like there's the cuteness of Gizmo. There's also the thing I also admire of it where it's like whether it's in Mogwai form or it's in Gremlin form, like they both still have the same, they have ears and their ears are still like the same like largeness, but it's the difference between like the cute furry Gizmo versus like Spike. the Gremlin-y scaly gross Spike.
And as you say that, it's so interesting because right behind you is Grogu, and there are theories and like conspiracy theories out there that they supposedly stole Grogu's style and design from Gremlins.
There's a lot of big
Gizmo.
ears there.
Yeah, they are cute as shit.
When I was a kid, I had a Spike toy, and to this day, I cannot find it. Like, not that I would find the original, obviously, but like on eBay or anything, it was just like a like a very set figure. Like the arms didn't move or nothing. You know how they back when we were growing up, that was a normal. It was a statue that we played with a toy, and I want it so bad because I loved Gremlins. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Like it will always be one of my all-time favorite movies, and I loved Spike. Like. Even as a kid, as much as it was like...
He's just cool looking.
Yeah, it was like, oh, he's scary. But it was like, that was probably the first time I ever saw anything with a mohawk. So the idea of that...
And you're married to a mohawked woman.
I know. So apparently, you should love Spike just for that.
I do.
All right, this is weird role playing. You guys need to stop this right now.
Well, no, I only say that in reference...
One time I airbrushed Allison Green.
God.
Allison, he's going to throw ears on you. Just shut up.
No. The only reason why I brought that up was because I try to help him come up with concepts for Christmas cards.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, I did not know where that was going either. No. I was like, oh, God, no.
No. We collaborate on concepts for our Christmas cards. Like the ones I showed you tonight were based on Peanuts. So Jaimie was Charlie Brown. I was his crush, the little redheaded girl. And then our cats are trying to eat Woodstock.
Are you saying in the future you might be a gremlin?
That's what I was getting at. So in the future...
Sweet. All right, I like this.
As a future Christmas card idea concept, a Gremlin's Christmas card is we would be possibly in a movie theater with 3D glasses. I would be Spike. Jaimie would be Gizmo, and then our cats would be sprinkled out throughout.
I'm kind of soft and kind of.
All right, this is
see, that would be a funny movie or funny card,
next
right?
year, 2024,
right?
Sweet, yeah,
2024 Gremlins card.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I like this. I like this. All right, it went from being very sexual and creepy to very wholesome, and I appreciate that.
Well, it's because your mind's in the gutter, dude.
Yeah. Well, because I'm hanging out with him.
I was about to say, I do that. I tend to do that with people.
You
I'm sorry.
affect people.
Sorry, my bad.
How dare you?
My father met my mother because he made a pornographic business card and almost got kicked out of school because of it with my uncle.
Why have I not heard this story?
That's how they met. That's what I blame
Wait a minute,
on.
why hasn't anybody told me
That's
this?
a solid opening line.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I have a pornographic business card.
Yeah, him and my uncle, they printed them at school in the printing class, and it got caught. And my mom, the first time she heard about my dad, was like, yeah, your brother, idiot, got caught with this other guy named Danny making pornographic business cards, and they're all in trouble. And then...
What does one put on a pornographic business card?
Dude, I don't know.
A penis?
My dad is wild. You know? My dad and
Did he
uncle
put his
are wild.
penis on the card and just outline it?
I don't know. You never know.
And taped like a pube on
That
it
old
or
man's
something?
wild. I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh my god.
Love him to death, but he's wild.
He's a wild card.
He's a wild card.
He's a wild card.
Dan the man.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Yo, shout out Dan. What up, dog? All right, let's move on. Let's go from gremlins to elves.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Jaimie, I distinctly remember listening. You and Ian Robinson did an episode about this on your old podcast.
Cream. Yeah. Cinema rules everything around us back in the day.
Yeah, and listener, if you Is Cream still
I don't
up
think they're
somewhere?
up.
Or
Yeah,
I
probably
mean,
not.
okay, listener,
I don't think they are.
Google it, Spotify, Apple Podcast it.
Yeah,
If
they
it's
may
still,
still be there. I don't know.
it'd be cool if they do still exist.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember listening to this episode because I remember listening to this episode as I was driving to see my wife's family in Pennsylvania, and we were on the PA Turnpike, and you and Ian were what we listened to for about an hour and a half, talking about this fucked up movie.
Oh, this movie's wild. Picture it on YouTube, because that's where you're going to find it. 1980s movie. I'm trying to even start. There's this beautiful blonde young girl. She's got a younger brother who's very pervy and likes to watch his sister as she takes showers.
That's not good.
No, that's unhealthy
Is
behavior.
it a stepsister? Is it at least
No, this is not Brazers, man. This is
God,
elves.
dude, the 80s.
80s were wild.
Wild.
Just people were like, he's 12, right? You know,
It's a different time.
different time, yeah. And so she's annoyed by her brother, but she's far more calmer with him. Her mother is an absolute piece of shit. She's just very abusive to her from the moment it gets go. And her dad is in a wheelchair, and he's just kind of this shitty scientist guy who's off on his own. Everybody's horrible to this poor girl from the get-go. Everybody is horrible.
It sounds bad.
Yeah, not a good life for her. But she has a couple girlfriends, and they go to the mall, and this is the 80s, so the mall is the thing.
Escape.
So we were introduced to the other main player in this. The man that played Grizzly Adams is in this movie. Most burliest bear of a man ever. Like, he's just...
Listener, if you don't know who that is, that's the guy from the GIF or the GIF, however you pronounce it, with like the bolt haircut that nods at you as the camera like pulls in.
Yeah,
he's
that's
that
him.
guy. That's Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, he's smoking like a chimney from the get-go, inside every building, too. This is back when
Hell yeah.
everybody just smoked inside, never asked you.
Oh, you mean
America?
back when America was great?
America was great. You could smoke
was so
inside.
great.
Everything smelled. It was wonderful.
Well, you can still do it today
Books
if you
were
just
pure
live in
yellow.
Kentucky.
Yeah, just books were pure yellow. That's what I love.
It's
As
true.
a book collector, one of my favorite things, yellow books.
That's true. Allison, America is still great in Kentucky.
In
where you
Kentucky.
can't
I'm
still
just
smoke
saying.
That
outside.
seems like
Every
that should
time
be a
you-
shirt somewhere.
Every time Jaimie goes home, you always want to go somewhere. Yep, they're gonna smoke inside.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Wild.
In 2023.
2023.
This is still a
And
thing.
you can't say, "Well, that's
It's
different
getting
time,"
better. It's getting
because
better.
it's now.
It's a different place. Different universe called Kentucky. Anyway, he's smoking inside.
Hold on, the University of Kentucky. Think about those aliens.
Universe. Y'all.
All right. Sorry, I just had to get that in. Go on.
So, what ends up happening is when this young lady is taking showers and baths and changing her clothes, she noticed that there's a creepy little monster that's staring at her outside the windows.
That's not her brother.
That's not her brother. And this is during Christmas time. And she's going to the mall and noticing something's following her, something's like stalking her. And there's a creepy Santa Claus that is sitting there. And her and her girlfriend's like, let's go talk to Santa Claus. Ha ha, it'll be funny. Well, Santa Claus is all like, hey, honey, why don't you let me touch your titties? Because he's Santa Claus. and
Jesus
it's
Christ,
he's
what is
creepy.
happening in this movie?
Yeah, he's a creeper. And this poor girl is just everybody. So anyway, happens to be there is an elf that is awoken. It is a terrifying, horrible puppet. And it is going about killing people. So it kills Santa Claus. Happens to be our man smoking a 45 packs of Marlboro decides to become Santa Claus because he's got no job.
Hell yeah.
He takes over as Santa Claus, but he also used to be like a former cop or detective and decides he's going to study why Santa Claus was killed. So then it turns into a thing where him and her are trying to stop this elf from coming after because it's just constantly obsessing with her, killing anybody in the way and that. But then this is the best part. And I'm spoiling this movie because I don't give a shit. And it's 100 years old. It doesn't matter. I'm spoiling it because it makes it better. Is the dad tells our dude,
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly
Basically,
Adams.
yeah, we're just calling him that. I don't know what his
It
name
is Grizzly Adams. It's the same way that the dude that plays Hawkeye is the Hurt Locker for me. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, it's the same thing.
He tells Grizzly, well, me and my wife, we had her purposely to spawn with this elf because I'm actually a former World War II Nazi who escaped. And the Nazis actually made a deal with the elves that we're going to make the true great race between us and them. So basically, this girl is just like a baby maker.
I'm sorry. The Nazis made a deal with the elves.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's how the real true great race will be is Nazis and elves.
Is Nazis and elves.
Nazis
Okay.
and elves.
You know what? I mean, I don't know if
I
Alex
feel like-
Jones talked about an Infowars. I'd listen to it. I'd check it out. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I believe it, but I at least hear him out.
Just hear them out. Yeah, so that's the premise. And this elf wants to put a baby in her. And so it's the attack of trying to stop this elf from killing her. And again, it's one puppet the whole film.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, it is.
Allison, have you seen this thing?
He showed me the trailer the other night.
How fucking awful is this thing?
It's I don't know. Is there anything below a B movie? Like, is it like a
great movie.
a G
phenomenal
movie? So it's a G movie, not like the rating, but like it's far
this,
down.
This is my thing. Look, I've been on your show and my former show and everything else, and like everybody knows, I'm a movie nerd, and I'm especially like a weird, fucked up movie nerd. I mean, I talked about a porno earlier today, like it was a legit movie. I don't like. This is not a movie you watch because it's a B movie or A movie or C movie. You watch it because it's an experience. People created this. What the fuck am I watching thing? And Elves is the Christmas experience for that. It's on YouTube. ELVES.
One of the things I worry about your husband, and I got a few things.
Yeah.
But one of the main ones is that no matter how bad a movie is, he just will not eject.
No.
He's just
I have turned off movies. I've given up on a few.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, my thing is it has to be boring. Yeah, once it's boring, this is the thing. Like the last 4 or 5 Marvel movies, I've never watched them, and I probably never will, because I've just got to a point where you put billions of dollars in CGI and everything else, but the story's just slow and boring. I don't care anymore. Like so, I do eject, but it's usually just that. You know? But I'll watch Elves every year.
But that's the point with him is you really have to hold his attention for a certain amount of time, or he will be like, I'm out.
I do appreciate that you're now on my side of the Marvel conundrum.
Oh, I totally, yeah.
It's been a while.
I have totally just gone to the complete different phase of that, yeah.
Yeah, I can't no more. It's just,
I can't watch the same movie 50
Dude,
times.
Jodie Foster the other day came out and was just like, can we just get past this? Like, it's just, there's not, and it's true. I mean, it's like the Western. It's just like, there's nothing left. Like you guys.
You can't watch the same movie 50 times.
Yeah.
There can't be a laser in a space that's going to destroy the universe in every film and make me think that it might do it this time.
Everything cannot just be like really cool looking CGI and subwoofers rumbling for fucking
after the
2.5 hours.
What was the last one with Thanos?
Infinity War?
Infinity War. Yeah, they should have been like the end.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I'm at with it. Like, anything after that, I don't care. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me to care about.
You mean like Endgame?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have been the end game.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
it should
they
have been
didn't
legit.
put the end game, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's indeed should have been. Yeah, I don't understand like listener things I'm constantly talking about on this fucking podcast, but I just don't understand the Marvel thing where it's just like, can we just pivot to something else? Can we make something new? Like, why do we have to keep making superhero movies? I mean, if you want to like do it every once in a while, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't understand how this can be like still the main thing after a decade.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the only thing they have made that really did blow me away, they made a 1 hour special for Werewolf by Night. And the black and white version, especially, if you watch that, because that's the thing. It has nothing to do with any other Marvel thing. And it's just like an old school horror film. And it was a blast. But then they've done nothing with it. And I really hope they don't. Like, I'm like, you're good. You made something that was an hour that, is worth watching. The end, just stop. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. I'm like, I do watch things and they get bored and I'll just be like, this is it. But like when you watch something as bonkers as Elves, it's like, how do you not want to? I will say, I definitely think that affects my attention span with movies, because it is like when you watch crazy shit all the time, then you're like, this isn't crazy. This is a boring movie.
Allison, you were going to jump in there with something there when he was talking about that. What are you thinking?
Oh, I was just more or less going to say it really shows the impact of an interesting story and holding someone's attention when it comes to what he had just mentioned, The Werewolf by Night, because that's a short film versus Endgame was 3 hours or something? And nothing against Endgame, but I'm just giving you that, duration doesn't mean anything when it comes to quality. And I think that just goes to show what can be successful and what does touch people versus someone, hey, I'm going to recreate this formula and beat a dead horse and hope to, milk this, cow that has dried up years ago and we just need to let it go and move on. And they just won't do that.
I'm 100% with you on that.
I think I would definitely compare like the superhero movie genre as the equivalent of watching a mixed martial artist or boxer or fighter of some sort or athlete. Especially in fighting, you see it where like they should have stopped 3 fights ago because now they're just a punching bag. Yeah. And they had a legacy and now they're just a punching bag.
Yeah. I think it's comparable to like music where over time you can't listen to the same thing over and over again. Like there has to be genres that evolve and new things that come into the space. But then there's also nostalgia where it's like, oh, I listened to this thing 10, 20 years ago. I want to go back and listen to it because like it was good. And so I think Hollywood needs to do that now. Like there's definitely, I'm not saying there aren't great Marvel movies. I had a lot of fun with the superhero thing. It's just, I'm so oversaturated with it now. It's like, I need something to be like this generation's Nirvana in terms of a movie where it's so completely different from what I've seen before that now we go in this direction and we do this for a few years and that's fine. If we can come back superhero thing or we can like do some other big CGI thing where things are exploding in space. I just see something new to watch that's not repetitive.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, again, at those times, I think we're very lucky, especially now with streaming and boutique labels and everything else. There's always something. That's my only other thing is like when you hear these guys that, like on YouTube that just bitch and moan all day and tell you how horrible everything is now. I'm like, it's not like we don't have 100 years of cinema or whatever you're into to go back and enjoy. Yeah. There's always something.
Well, all right. Final movie tonight is I had to pick this one because I just think this is ridiculous. So Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon is interesting as a Christmas movie because like there is this part in the beginning where and I didn't even write this in my notes. I just remember it happening where like Mel Gibson is at a tree farm where there's like he like comes out through the back of like a semi truck with Christmas trees in it and finds drugs and shit. And that's the weird part about Lethal Weapon is like there's hints of Christmases going on during this movie, but you never really think of it as a Christmas movie. It's just kind of in the background. They just for some reason posed it during Christmas. Because that's the thing with Lethal Weapon, like it would make sense you could just have this happen any part of the year. You don't really have to sit around a holiday, but they for some reason were like, let's just Christmas up the background of this movie and throw Christmas in there.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be California, right?
It is.
Okay, I just want to make sure. That's like the
it's like in LA.
Yeah. Like it's always weird when people make Christmas movies that are like on the West Coast where you're never gonna
have snow.
Never gonna have snow, never have any like it's always sunny. Like, there's no even like clouds. It's just
Well, the scene did have rain.
Right, which is also like a very interesting thing because so listener, let's just jump right into this. So the thing I want to talk about Lethal Weapon is the final fight scene in this movie. Riggs, played by Mel Gibson, versus Mr. Joshua, played by Gary Busey. Yo, shout out Buse Dog. In the front yard of Danny Glover's / Murtaugh's house, which is decked out for Christmas. Yeah. So basically the whole thing with this movie is, to set the scene up, Gary Busey's part of like this gang and all this shit's going on. They kidnap Murtaugh and his daughter, Danny Glover and his daughter, and also fucking Riggs, who is Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson gets free, murders all these people, frees Danny Glover and his daughter, and then they kill already leading up to the final bad guy, Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua, they knew would show up to Murtaugh's house to try and kill them, and so they lay a trap and capture him, which then leads into them. They capture this guy, and then Mel Gibson's like, yo, you want to shot the champ? And Gary Busey's like, hell yeah. And then Danny Glover's like, all right, I'm just going to let these guys have a fight to the death on the front lawn of my house, which, by the way, is totally fucking decked out for Christmas with lit up Christmas trees and string lights.
I don't think his wife would be very happy with him after this.
It's as Allison stated,
we worked hard.
Like it's raining during all this, which rain in LA is so weird.
Yeah.
Well, I had not seen it, but we did YouTube the final scene, and it is ridiculous. And I found that interesting too with the rain because towards the end when they get off of the lawn and they go kind of in a well paved area. They get into a full on mud wrestling match.
Yeah, like you think you're
Two
gonna see a
dudes,
man
one
get
guy's shirt off, just mud
Yeah.
wrestling.
like you think you're gonna see a man get drowned in the
Yeah.
front yard.
Yeah, that's the
In a
thing.
puddle.
There's two
Yeah.
different times where I was like, I think this is when the puddle's going to take him out.
Yeah. I was thinking some type of like electrocution with the water and the lights and like the rain. I was thinking, this is,
He's like, oh no, I know how to do a triangle choke. Ha ha.
Yeah,
I'll show you.
yeah, which also is crazy. Yeah, we get some jiu-jitsu, we get a triangle choke going on here.
Went for the armbar earlier.
He did
too.
went for the armbar. Yeah, that's how you know he knows what's going on.
I did. Switched over to the triangle. I was like, phew.
Also, this whole fight is illuminated by a overhead LAPD helicopter
Yeah,
that is
lot-
just like shining a spotlight down on them. And also, they make it very clear that the reason why this is able to go on is because Murtaugh is the highest ranking dude on scene.
Yeah.
And Murtaugh's like, let him fight.
Yeah.
And
And they have an audience of the entire force.
yeah,
which
like
is
all
awesome.
all these cops are just like, yo, we're watching a
yeah.
UFC death match
Guess
in a
this
front
is
yard.
cool.
It kind of just reminded me of like the gladiators in the Coliseum.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
People, there's definitely a crowd cheering them on. Also, again, to remind you that it's Christmas, there's one point where Gary Busey fucks Mel Gibson up, and then they get up and start talking shit, and then Mel Gibson hits a jumping front kick into Gary Busey and smashes him into a Christmas tree that is covered in glass ornaments and cuts the shit out of Gary
Deathmatch,
Busey.
dude. This is deathmatch shit right here.
It is
Yeah.
deathmatch shit. It is ridiculous. Also, as you said with the fight, so we finally get to end. It ends in the third round, veal triangle choke. Your winner, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson decides not to kill Gary Busey in the front yard, and then as they walk away, Danny Glover's like, hey, clean that piece of shit off my front yard, get him the fuck out of here. And these other cops go up to arrest Gary Busey. Gary Busey grabs a gun off the cops, pulls it, tries to shoot at Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, who both pull guns and shoot one bullet apiece, double tap to the chest, kill Gary Busey. Credits.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
The
how
climax.
you end a movie there.
What a...
That's how you end a movie, bud. And Christmas time.
yeah,
I mean, it could have been better. They could have just went up to their faces and like, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker."
I mean, wow. I don't know how you top a Christmas movie off better than that.
Yeah.
Than somebody
They put the star in the tree.
yeah, just really put a stamp on it.
Yeah.
Wow. What a magical time of the year.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
what a way
indeed.
to go out, really.
Yeah.
That's true. Getting murdered on Christmas in somebody's front yard in Los Angeles.
And being double tapped, too.
Yeah. After you just did like a mud wrestling match.
Yeah. After you did that mud
Dude,
wrestling
be,
MMA
that's the
match,
thing too. I'm just like, I feel like,
you'd be so exhausted.
oh, I'd be so tired.
Fighting to death in the front yard of a house in the rain.
I feel so gross.
Oh.
Like, I don't like being dirty.
Well, I mean, how do you get any, like, traction? Like, you're all slimy and...
You don't.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's like 10th Planet, but in
Yeah.
water.
Yeah,
Like-
and no one ever once thought like just get a handful of mud and just slap it in their face.
Yeah, no.
No. I did like the nightstick versus like Christmas tree log thing. That was really good. Very practical. Like, Mel Gibson's like swinging it like a kung fu tonfa or some shit. I was like, what is going on? It's gorgeous. Great fight.
What a great way to end the Christmas season.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, how do you end it with murder?
Our festive part of the holidays. Oh, shit. All right. Well, look, y'all. This is the beginning of what's going to be a series because they're going to keep making them. We're going to keep talking about them.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on Christmas movie before we leave? Like anything that you plan on watching this year or anything that is a must watch for Christmas?
Must watch. I mean, I've watched quite a bit.
And we still got quite a lot of December to go.
Yeah, we're not even
Oh.
halfway through.
Yeah.
Oh, but what I mean is like, is there anything that is like you have to watch this on Christmas or like every year you have to watch this?
No, I think we just kind of go down the. We have definitely like shit, I think every year we add a few, but at least like a dozen or so movies that we watch together. Then we'll have things that we watch separately that are a little bit more on, each other's vein. And then, it's the holiday season. That's the great thing. We have certain things that we watch separate, but then we also, it is a part of our tradition every year to watch things.
I don't think we have a specific timeline, is what maybe you're getting
Yeah,
at.
yeah,
it's
no.
more or less like when December 1st hits, it's game on.
It's open season.
It's open.
It's Christmas time.
It's
here.
Christmas time. And I even go past December, to be honest. I really go into January.
Ooh.
But it's more or less like how busy is our schedules. Sometimes I repeat. You never know.
Are you the lady that keeps the Christmas tree up till Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
Probably. I mean, it kind of just depends on if the cats have destroyed it.
Which cats fucked it up first? We are the people that keep our lights out on our
All year round.
porch all year round. Yeah.
Because they're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
I like them.
Yeah, and we live in like a very secluded neighborhood. It's like
We're the
nobody's
nicest
like
house.
nobody's like walking around our neighborhood much. So
Nobody's going to give us
I'm trying to
judgment.
get my car.
Yeah.
Jerks. But
Nobody's going to judge our house. Our house is the nicest house on the block.
We're cool.
I will be honest. I do like white lights, like on houses any time of the year.
Yeah.
Like multicolor lights, I think of as Christmas exclusively. If you just want to light up your house, go for it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's just like they're so pretty and they're calming.
Yeah.
That I don't see. Like I don't think if I lived in a neighborhood that had people that were lighting their houses that I'd be mad about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's
well,
pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's just decorating. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I think it should have more than just one season of decorations. Like I think people are
Summer
getting more.
lights.
Well, I think people are getting more into decorating even for Halloween, and I like that.
Yeah,
Like
Halloween's
the
definitely
orange,
stepped up.
Halloween
The
stepped up.
green, the purple. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we need like something more in the spring to decorate for or something.
Yeah.
Easter's kind of weird.
Pink lights.
Like, yeah, I guess, or I don't know.
I think like bunny rabbits are white.
Yeah.
White lights would be fine.
Well, I was just
They're-
thinking
they-
pink for the
Put
eggs.
yours on 'em.
There's eggs. Yeah, there's eggs. I don't.
Eggs, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay,
we can work with it.
We're gonna have to work with
This is
this. one.
ideas. We're
gonna,
just spitballing.
We're gonna massage Easter. We're gonna figure out what that's about.
Well, I'm thinking like pink, green, and purple. I don't know. I like pink and green. Those is a good combination.
We definitely can't do St. Patrick's Day.
What? Can't or
Green
cannot?
lights?
We can't.
Beer?
We can't.
No, because
Why?
people are all fucked up
Because
and
we're gonna have the
drunk
fucking purge happen if we do a St. Patrick's Day on that
true.
level.
It's true.
It's just we're opening the doorway and it's too much.
A lot of drunk people playing with lights.
We
Not
can't.
good
We
ideas.
can't have a whole thing with like people putting light up. Irishmen on their front lawn drinking Guinness. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
We're just gonna really open a door we can't close.
It's true.
I don't know. I think I keep hearing about people reusing the 10-foot Home Depot skeleton that people put in their front yards. They keep reinventing it, keeping it for Halloween, keeping it for
So Brothers,
Christmas.
have you seen what Brothers is doing down the street?
No, yeah.
So on Montgomery Road, there's this bar called Brothers.
Yeah.
They got a 10-foot skeleton from
Yeah.
Home Depot. I don't know who they paid to do this, but somebody built a Grinch costume for this
Oh,
thing,
wow.
and it's a
Oh,
Grinch
we have to go
Santa.
see this soon.
And so it's
That's awesome.
It's a 10-foot skeleton dressed up as the Grinch outside the bar.
That's great.
Yeah, it rocks.
Very cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Listener,
Oh, yeah.
go to Brothers.
Go to Brothers.
That place rules.
That's what I mean. Trying to reinvent things for each holiday. I think that would be fun, and redecorating.
All right, listener, you got a homework assignment. Let's make it happen. All right,
Go watch Elves.
go watch Elves. In that other weird porno movie that you talked about.
It's true.
Passions
of Carol.
There you go.
All right, Jaimie, where can people find you as they're looking for you online?
If they're looking for porn.
They're looking for porn.
I don't have porn, bud. Sorry. It's Jaimie, JAIMIE_Filer.
And Allison, where can folks find you at?
Oh, Instagram, Facebook, Nazilla, Drabaha. It's Allison Hibbard backwards.
Listener, you can find me at Neil to Know on Instagram. Go there. My link tree is there. You can find whatever you want after that. Thank you for listening to What You Into. If you know somebody's into Christmas, please share the episode with them. And also let them know that all of What You Into is always evergreen. You can jump in, drop out wherever you want to. But at this point, there were 140 episodes or something for everybody. So please share. Thank you. Jaimie, Allison, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks
you
for
for
having
talking
us.
Christmas.
Thanks for having us. Happy
Merry Christmas,
holidays.
happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays, everybody. Shout out. Peace.